All right, I bet you can hear me now. Why did that switch? What is going on? Ever since that Windows update a couple weeks ago, yeah, you can definitely hear me now. So yeah, all right. Apparently and I checked. Thing is I checked before going live about a half hour ago, and everything was set up properly. I even did a test to myself. Whatever. Oh, I got a bit of a cough this morning. All right. Well, as I was saying, I'm going to do something like yesterday, just probably much less efficiently because uh, I'm not a riffs guy, and instead of having help, I'm gonna have you guys. So we'll get through this together, I'm sure. But no, I'm gonna make a riffs character, very much in the same vein as going through yesterday, and of course talking with you guys. And I'm gonna let you guys propose a couple OCCs. I have what I want to do right here, and but I'm gonna let you guys, put some suggestions in chat there, and maybe I'll pick that up instead. Here's the thing. If you say shifter because we'll make Heathen Dog mad, you're instantly I'm gonna ignore you the rest of the stream. Okay. You say shifter because you like it or because you think it's neat, that's a different story. I'm not here to do things as a joke to make Heathen Dog angry. I can do that without it even being a joke. Um, yeah, furlough means they can't pay the sound guy, right? Which is me, and I'm not getting paid. So yeah. I mean, there's always that thing, what you'll hear from the complainers is like, yeah, you always get back pay. That's not true. They don't always get back pay. There's the last time was it maybe not the last time, but one of the recent times of furlough, they lost 12 days of pay. To some people, that's death. you know. So 12 days of pay for me would suck donkey balls, but yeah, I'd still make it through. I'd just have to eat some more ramen. But anyway, like I said, I have right here what I want to make, but I want to see what you guys want me to make. It has to be magic or psychic, and don't get weird out of some rifter or some crap. Um, I do have a few of the world books. I don't have all of them. I found the class that I'm like the second I saw it. Anybody who knows me would know. Yeah, Max would make that. Absolutely would make that class. Burster. I've tried to make a burster a few times, and every time I do, he looks like that bursters suck. Okay. I think I actually have made a burster at some point, or started making a burster at some point in the past. Dog boy, mystic. Mystic is actually interesting. Good to see a bunch of names here I haven't seen before. So hello, hello. And like I said, it's going to be just like yesterday. It's going to be a character that could probably be done in like a half hour. We're going to take 4 hours to do, and we're going to enjoy it. So far, the options are Burster, Mystic. Mystic might. By the way, the I'll just be upfront. The class that I'm looking at does not come from the core book. It does come from a world book. But I found like I didn't even read through it completely. I just said, "Yep, that's me." And then I kind of read the first paragraph and a couple of his powers, and I'm like, "Yep, that's exactly like I want to make this character." So normal creation. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna follow it by the book as best we can. Not gonna do anything too weird. Playing a human. Ew, I hate tattoo magic. I hate the concept of tattoo magic. Even one of my favorite novel series, the Deathgate cycle. I couldn't stand the tattoo magic in there either. Take the one you want. Okay, I can do that. The Mystic actually is an interesting idea. Techno Wizard. Look, here's how others handle the starting gear. I'm probably not a good person for that because I don't know riffs all that well. Um, and I don't want to say some of the stuff wouldn't make sense to me, but I wouldn't know necessarily what's broken, what's good, how to handle the gems. So I would rather stay away from a techno wizard, even though the idea of the class absolutely enthralls me. Clubby camera operator who found while filming a magic show that he could be hypnotized into a superhero. That's kind of funny. So we got 2 for Mystic. It's simpler. I mean, I can do the Mystic. I can put this one on the back burner. Like I said, the Mystic is actually one I considered. Even before I started this, when I was flipping through, I was like, hey, you kind of get the best of both worlds. Again, I know Heathen Dog says that it sucks. Basically, pick a lane. I don't know. Like the thing is I take his word on some of this stuff because he's got much more experience. But I also know that his philosophy in making characters is different than mine. So, yeah. What class is my thinking? Well, I kind of wanted to wait till a couple more people chimed in here, but I can tell you, it's the SciTech RCC from SciScape. Like that, with the exception of maybe the Sci Healer from Palladium Fantasy. The SciTech thing, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, telemechanics? Yes. So I was in. Hey, weird guy. Good to see you. Reading Deathgate Cycle now. Literally just started yesterday. Takes a while to get going. I've read it a couple of times. I read it when it first came out in the 90s. I read it again probably 10 years ago. I always find that, just treat if you've never read it before, the first 4 books are a prelude, and then the last 3 books is like the trilogy of the actual series. The Hand of Chaos I call the Book of Chaos because everything you read in the first 4 books will be thrown out the window. No, it's not true, but it'll be thrown into chaos. My only complaint about the series is, look, I'm not expecting Brandon Sanderson, George R. R. Martin, what's the dude who wrote that time travel one? Oh my God, I forget his name already. Brooks. Terry Brooks. I'm not expecting that. I mean, I think that Weiss and Hickman are good authors, but they write at a Dungeons and Dragons style level, and I did think that the last book was a bit too predictable. Yeah, I don't like. I like the Nega Psychic as an NPC. I'm not sure how much I like it as a PC. Again, I'm not poo-pooing it. I don't know how interested I would be in that. So right now, how about this? Again, I'll leave this up to you guys. Mystic or SciTech? That's where we're gonna go. Just put in chat Mystic or SciTech. I can do either. And then we'll get started here. Casters can learn spells at any time or use best for higher levels. Ones like the Mystic. Given spells become limiting but start strong. Okay. SciTech, okay. And I don't want you doing that just because you think, well, that's when you're excited about doing. The Mystic is absolutely something that's interesting to me. See, Friday says Mystic. Okay, so we got 3 for SciTech, 1 for Mystic. I'll wait for a couple more votes to come in, see if we tie that up or if it just leans in one direction. I can always do the Mystic later. What day is today's Friday, right? I'm furloughed. I don't even know what days are anymore. Yeah, Friday. Tomorrow I got a lot of yard work to do, but maybe I could sneak one in tomorrow. The Mystic is too hippie. Okay. Oh, sorry, Timothy Farrelly. On Timothy Farrelly's channel, maybe he can make a Mystic. Just saying. Because he does character creation. Was it Characters and Dice? That's the name of your channel, right? Okay. Well, good news for you. I have the SciScape book right there. And no, that wasn't like, well, if you said no, I was going to do it anyway. No, I could have done something else, but I was leaning in that direction anyway. So we can look at the SciScape. So what page is that on? 74, probably 75 here. Yep, SciTech. So let's just take a look real quickly at what it is. I'm not reading all of this, but SciTechs are psychics with an innate understanding of technology and ability to operate, repair, and build all kinds of machines, electronics, and gadgets. They are essentially operators with the added benefit of master. That's cool, master psionic powers. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Let's do this. I don't. Was it Robotech that had biomechanics? Or what was it that I played where I'm sure it was a Palladium game that had some sort of biomechanics where you could go into the machine. It's like a rigger from Shadowrun, so to speak. And I loved the rigger from Shadowrun, even back in first edition when they had like nothing, no drones, so forth. I still loved it conceptually. So yeah. That's it. Oh, the biomechanic was the repair guy from must be Invid Invasion. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and so I played Sentinels and Invid Invasion when I played Robotech. So there we go. Biomechanic. Yeah, I love that conceptually, and I never remembered where I saw that. And I'm like, I thought it was Heroes Unlimited. I was wrong. Blah blah blah. Now here we go. Psi Tech. I'm in. He said the only thing I think I would like more is a Psi healer, but that's Palladium Fantasies. I love these kind of support classes that can do neat tricks. This PCC makes a good spy. Does it make a better spy than what was the other one that was in here? Like, not the Zapper. What the hell is Psychola? That sounds stupid. No. There's some sort of infiltrator or ghost or some crap that just becomes intangible. There's a Psy Slayer. That just sounds like a dick. I don't want to be. Psy Ghost. Is it? I don't know. Whatever. So, but yeah, I like this. Probably called that because protoculture was biology-based energy. Yeah. We got a song for a guy where I don't know if any of you remember the old Miller commercial song, Miller's Made the American Way. We had this guy named Robbie, and he was the one that, I'd be honest, he's the one that ran some of the Robotech games that I played in. We saw Robbie's made the protoculture way because he wouldn't fucking stop talking about it. Oh man. Bringing me back to when I was 15. I'm 52 now. Don't do that. Okay, so let's take a look at. So we're gonna roll up the character as normal. I don't know the right process for making the character in terms of like. I know you do the 8 stats, and what I'm saying is like I don't know if I want to look at Skyscape first. I don't know if I want to look at the Rift's core book first. Yada yada yada. So we're gonna bounce back and forth between them. This is not going to be an efficient character creation process. This is going to be the character creation process you actually probably use if you're A, new to the game, or B, kind of unsure about how you want to go about things. So nobody in Rifts, and I don't care, you can say you do, you're lying, goes through and just goes exactly step by step by step by step. I suppose it's possible if you really know all the skills and powers that you want because you just that vested in it, but all right. Um, And Max, you are correct, gaming with ADHD. And Max. Dick. I mean, hi, good morning. Remember when I said earlier, I hope you feel better? No, I hope you have the shits for like, I don't even know if you got the shits, but I hope you have the shits for like a month. Hope you become so dehydrated, you have to get IVs every day. How do you feel now, sir? How do you feel? I'm kidding. Okay, so let's go back to the Rifts Ultimate Edition book over here, and let's start looking at how to roll up our character. So my understanding is that if you're a psychic character, you need ME and maybe MA and probably some IQ. Pretty sure ME is the big one. God, I forgot where the hell's character creation. I do not know Rift's character creation right there. Look at that, it says it. 279. Okay, so 280 character creation. Wow, that was off by like 3 pages. Okay, 279. So we are going to start with the 8 attributes. Let's see how my dice screw me today. Anybody who watched the After the Bomb character creation yesterday knows that they like to do that. IQ is a good stat because you want the skill bonuses. I get that. I don't mind. Well, so in this one, I'm not going to do because we are specifically going for a psychic. We're not going for whatever the heck comes up. I am going to reorganize the attributes. I'm going to put them in an order, but we're going to just roll them down the line first, and then see what happens. Get this my little die roller over here. There you go. All right. So our first one is a 9. At least it wasn't a 3 yet. I've rolled more 3s than I have 16, 17s, or 18s. All right. Another 9. Can we get 9s all the way down the list here? That's a 12. And remember, now we are doing Rift's Ultimate Edition. So this has the extra caveat because I like to tell people, hey, threes don't matter, man. Threes don't matter. Well, guess what? In Rift's Ultimate Edition, low attributes actually affect you. So hopefully we don't have any low ones. Another 12. A 13. Hey, we're getting better. At some point here. If I went to 13. Okay, what is this? This is like my social security number. It's all double numbers. 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5. 9 10 11. Oh, now we're going backward. 11. This, by the way, so far this is a character I'd have no problem playing. I don't feel. Oh, geez. 6. I'm slow. Opposite of yesterday's character. Okay, there you go. I just to let you know right off the cuff, I have zero problem playing this character. I also know that we're going to get abilities, and so let's see. Do I meet the requirements? I don't see any requirements here yet. Oh, here we go. Requirements: IQ 10, high ME, and physical. So high mental endurance and high physical prowess are helpful but not required. Okay, so we'll prioritize those. Prioritize IQ, ME, PP. So IQ. Tab this out. I said tab this out. There we go. Make that a 13. So we want. I mean, that's already a 13. I guess I could have. So we'll make our physical endurance the 9. Okay, and then ME we'll make 12. And make the physical strength a 9. Who needs strength when I got robots that I can take over? So there we go. So 13, 12, 9, 9. Now, if I was just making a random character, I would have taken them in that order. But since I know I'm going for this psychic, well, here we go. What it is. Okay. Now, I don't know what we have for SDC. So we have no exceptional, but and I don't think that's 6. I think it's 5 and lower that's considered a low attribute. Check real quickly here. Below average. 7 to 9 are unimpressed. Oh, 6 and under. So that speed of 6 and under. Please tell me that because it's speed, it doesn't really matter. Niners notes. Care. Just want to know what it says. Mental affinity, physical strength. That's beyond their physical beauty, speed. Okay. Penalties for speed of 6 or lower. Oh no! Oh no! -1 on initiative. And you could say, well, you can just move it to physical beauty. No, I don't do dump stats like that. So I'm gonna have to actually add in. Let's just do it here. So dodge. Come on, stop tapping other keys. -1 and -10% to dance. Don't worry, I won't take it. A casual stroll is running at full tilt for the character. Hey, the bonus, I get +5% to prowl, palm, and track, and +1 on perception rolls. Really? That's just weird. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to. Wasn't expecting that. Let's see how it comes out today. This is a very bad OCR. Okay, we'll just do that. Boom. Okay. And control 6, yeah. So there we go. We got our other notes. What are you guys saying in chat here? I can't read. Time to pick running. Yeah, right? I mean, that's not a bad idea. Hey, Nerdy Ogre. Take all the skills from Cowboy because still maintain Cowboy is not a skill group we need. Heathen Dog says the same thing. I don't care. I think it's a niche one. I think it belongs in like New West. I don't know if it belongs in the book itself. But when you talk on that a lot of travel, sure, people have vehicles. This isn't so post-apocalyptic that people have forgotten like how to have vehicles. And I think if I read it correctly, a lot of villages kind of have like 1950s technology. I may have misread that, or I'm confusing it with After the Bomb. I forget, but um, you know, horsemanship, could be an important thing, and so is riding some sort of thunder lizard. There's an Earthdawn reference for you. Drink. But like I don't know, man. I don't know. I think skill categories. I like the concept of them, but I think they work better in games like Heroes Unlimited, old TMNT, where you're actually picking skill programs. But that's just again my personal take. I don't have a problem with them. Although in After the Bomb, a lot of stuff isn't where you expect it to be. Okay, so we got our attributes. How much SDC do normal Bobos start with here? It's like 20 or something? Or do I have to look at like the site? Does it say in the psychic character? Oh, okay, here we go. Race restrictions, most common among humans, elves, ogres, and others. Really, ogres? Ogres are monsters. You kill them. Um, so let's go. Secondary skills, secondary equipment, money. I know humans have a specific starting SDC in Rifts. I just don't know where it is. So let's scroll through here. Speed chart. Beauty, attributes, robot strength, all the I don't have any of that stuff. I'm not a robot, although I can take over. Understanding damage rate, SDC. Here we go. Physical SDC. And I'm sure some of you guys have already put the stuff in the chat, but I want to show it as much as possible. I want to show it in the book. So most humans DBs get a certain amount of SDC to start with. Each OCC should indicate how many SDCs points a character gets. Well, this one. Just checking one more time. ISP, RC. I'm missing it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Oh, wow. So bonuses, RCC bonuses. +1 to MA, +1d6 to physical strength. So just by taking a psychic class, +1 to physical endurance, +4d6 to SDC. So my guess is I roll this, the 2d6 +12, and then I roll another 4d6 on top of that. +1 to initiative, awesome. So we can negate our -1 there. On the pull punch, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get some bonuses for this anyway. Other than that, I don't see anything that says SDC. So we're gonna go with what the book says right here, which is the 2d6 +12. And I know somebody's saying, well, just roll 66. No, I'm going to do this in order here. So, 11. So 11 plus 12 is 23. Okay. Now, we'll roll an extra 46 right now. 2, 3, 4. That's not bad. So 6 and 6 is 12, and another 6 is 18 on top of that. So it'd be 43, 41. So we've got 41 SDC. Hey, I made a mutant. Some of that, I think I took towards vehicles instead of riding animals. Yeah, probably. Well, actually, I saw a little comment in here that talked about even taking over robots. So, my robot pilot from RPG's Dumb game, maybe he could gain some psychic powers. All right, let's get back to the Rifts book over here. Hey, Flatey, good to see you. Different kind of SDC. We're not going to worry about that. I don't have armor. I don't even know if we'll do equipment here. Rift's equipment confuses the crap out of me. Mostly because there's just so much of it. Not that the equipment itself does. Understanding mega damage MDC. I don't have any of that yet. Pick an OCs. So determine psionics. Well, we already did that. I've already picked that I'm going to be this whatever. What's it called again? Sci-tech. So we can skip that section there. Okay, pick an OCC and skills. Got it. Actually, let me read this because do I roll this? There are 3 ways of getting a character with psionic powers. The first simplest way is select a psych. Okay. Second way is select an OCC that's some psionic ability to operate a wilderness scale crazy. Got it. Third way is to roll percentile dice in the file. Okay, so this chart is only if you didn't pick an RCC that gets psychic powers. Got it. So there. Okay, so we already know it's gonna be not the Psi Warrior. Psi Warriors. Okay. So step 6 is pick an alignment. Oh, so now we're just basically in the Psyscape book, writing down all this stuff that we've got. So telemechanics. I'm just gonna copy, paste. We're gonna look through this because I think it's interesting and I don't want to bypass it. So actually, how about this? I will read it first and then we'll copy and paste it. So the Psytech's inborn expertise with all things technological comes from an enhanced form of the super psionic ability telemechanics. In most respects, it's identical to the standard power described on page 127 of the RIFTS RPG. Is that the old RPG or RIFTS Ultimate Edition? Find out right now. 27. Techno Wizard. So no, 127 is art. So I'm guessing that's the original book. But could have just left telemechanics in here. Turn undead. Is that magic? Magic spells. Psychic. Where are the psychic powers? List of all invocations, collision states. All right, let's look at telemechanics in the index. Wait, does Rifts have an index? It does not, does it? I love you, Kevin. I love you. Let's see, where are our psionic powers? Sign up at 164. All right, meditation. Oh, telemechanic possession, telemechanic paralysis, telemechanics. I do like that it gives the ISP cost, but I also wish it would give the page number. Those are under super psionics. Super. Super psionics, biomanipulation, telemechanics. All right, allows the psychic so it costs 10 ISP. Mentally communicate, understand machines. The psi power is a bizarre combination of object read and telepathy, except it applies to mechanical devices only. By touching any non-artificially intelligent machine, so I can't touch Archie? Whether it be a bicycle, gun, or airplane, the psionic will instantly have a complete, although temporary, knowledge of exactly how the machine operates. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Wish I had that in real life. Where is it? Operates. I must stress that the psychic knows everything in italics about the machine. The complete schematic diagram and operation knowledge are clearly seen in his mind's eye. Level expertise is equal to 80%. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of that, but it's about artificial intelligence. That's pretty cool. I'm loving it already. And, let's note this little feature. I said it costs 10 ISP, right? What page was that? In case I have to come back to 183. Here it says, what difference is that this ability is a constant one that requires no expenditure of ISP. So duration is doubled. I didn't read the duration. And level of expertise is 85 plus 1% per level of experience. So it starts off better. Right, what are you guys saying in chat? Rounding out the character, everybody skips that part. I don't. Tell me if I do. Let's make a character assembling the proper books first before making the character. Yeah. But that's okay. See, I've had people, oh my God, it takes so long to make a Palladium character. Back in the day, I could make a TMNT character that includes all the equipment and so forth in less than a half hour. That's all the rolls, all the equipment, all the +1s and +2 dodge, parry, strike, and so on and so forth. Can't do that now, but I used to be able to do that in less than a half an hour, whip it out. That's too long. You should be able to make a character in 5 minutes. Depends on the game, depends on the system, depends on what you're looking for. I have zero issues with it taking me 4 hours and still needing somebody to edit my work to make sure I did it right to make a Rifts character. I really don't. Now, I've heard people go, yeah, but if you lose it in the first 30 seconds of the game, well, don't do something stupid or you have a bad game master. I don't know what to tell you. But so none of that bothers me because Palladium is so front loaded. Yeah, and you don't need anything after your character is done. You barely need the books. Sure, you might have to look up. Can my skill actually do this weird niche thing I'm trying to do? If your game master doesn't want to make a ruling on that right then and there, but generally speaking, all this stuff that we're talking about is going to be on the character sheet. You don't need a book. You're ready to go. Your character is there. All your bonuses and so. All right. What's a glitter boy? Step inside and pilot this bad boy like a pro. I don't think. I mean, he gets. I saw he gets some sort of abilities where he can pilot them and actually have some advantages. But I don't think he would have the still was it elite piloting or whatever that glitter boys get. I don't think that he would have still compared there. Might be wrong. Find out. That would actually suck. If he did, I would say this is OP. But we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so next, let's look at number 2 here. Machine and electrical diagnosis. The SciTech can sense the cause of a malfunction, pinpoint the problem or damage, and know what needs to be done to fix it. Still needs to use and roll for a specific skill or psi power. A more specific and specialized form of object read. So he still has to roll to fix it, all right? Still has to use his psi powers in order to make this happen. But this costs 6 ISP and lasts 2 levels. Or sorry, 2 levels, 2 minutes per level of experience. 2 minutes is a long time if you're just talking about, oh, okay, this is the problem. Grizzly Beardo, thank you for $10. $10 over on the Rumble side says $10 for some rifting. If you want a psychic that can take over robots, check out the Northern Gun Robot Control Agent. I didn't even think that Northern Gun would have psychic power. I didn't even think about looking in the Northern Gun book for that. And I do have them. I look at the Northern Gun books for robots and power armor and big old toys that all right, that's so that's interesting. Hey, I said copy. Okay, so let's put this down here. And Control 6. There we go. Okay. Oh, we didn't copy number 1. Weirdo. Now you could just say, dude, it's in the book. You don't need to do this. But I like having the stuff on my character sheet. And is this really a character sheet? No, but it's working. I actually tend to write Rifts characters on graph paper. First page of my 8 attributes, my hit point, basically all the stuff that you need right off the bat. My next page are my weapons and ammo. So I tick off whenever I fire ammo. I play a lot of Borg, so I worry about different types of ammo that I use. But yeah, so I mean, I do all of this on graph paper. Skills I don't copy paste like this because I'm pretty versed in the skills, and if they're tweaked differently in Rifts versus some other game, I usually have a book with me that I can quickly look up. And I don't argue with game masters much unless it says in black and white, right there, it does X, and the gamer's like, I don't think it does. Well, it says it right there. You know, other than that, if a game master says I can do it, I do it. If game master says I can't do it, I don't. Yes, weird guy. I am furloughed right now, so I'm streaming for super chats or Rumble rants. Thank you, Grizzly Beardo. And also, we've had a lot of people say, "Hey, you guys, it'd be fun to see you make more characters." And I'm sure they meant more in the video format where it takes 10 minutes, but I like to live stream, so this is what you're getting. Makes Northern wants to maximize long-term profits. Why wouldn't they have a psychic mechanic on retainer? Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not arguing. I'm just like, yeah, you know, and it fleshes out the Rifts world. So I learn, like every time I do stuff like this, I learn more about the Rifts world. Though that album that I made of all those Rifts songs, I learned so much from that because I had to research things. And no, I'm not gonna lie and act like I read every book. I didn't. But the you know, between ChatGPT putting things out there. The Federation of Magic song is the one I use as the pointed example. I fought with it. I'm like, no, this place can't be that evil. Stop it. Stop acting. Just show off the good parts of this. And it's basically like, well, there's a bazaar, like that. And then when I talk to people, they're like, dude, no, the Federation of Magic is messed up. Like, oh, kind of. For some reason, I kind of thought that they would be the good guys, considering Tolkien was taken over. So I learned a lot, and I'll learn probably a lot doing this as well. Because he needs. Thank you, weird guy. Because I need. Why can't I move my mouse? There we go. Because he needs the ducats. Yes. Yes. I can now feed my wife a bag of ramen. So thank you. Appreciate that. If I could, no, I will not. So I don't have anything that is directly Microsoft Excel capable. I use as you can see here, I use Google, and it is not. I know there are ways that you can finagle it, but it is not directly compatible. Plus, I don't believe that any character sheet written by Palladium works. Now, your mileage may vary. Maybe it's just how I do character sheets. I was also a graphic artist in the Air Force, so layout and design is something I'm good at. So I always make my own. There's never enough space. I don't mind character sheets that cover 6 pages. So I'm not faulting them. I'm sure you guys use them and they're great, but for my taste, I don't like D&D character sheets. I don't like Palladium character sheets. I think Free League is the only one that's because they're so minimal stats that it doesn't matter. What was it that Jeremy said in the stream that Skyscape is like the only good place or something like that, or it's a good place? Somebody did mention Laszlo. All right. I remember the first time. So you said you started playing in 2000. The first time I ever saw a Rifts book, this guy named Tom Harmon that we gamed with when I was in high school in 1990. So I was a junior, I think, or was I graduated in 91, so it was either the end of my junior year or the beginning of my senior year. He comes flying, I got this game. And I saw the Splugor stuff on the cover, and I was like, why would anybody want to play that? That just looks silly. That was me at age 17 saying, and I stand by that. I stand by that. Like, oh my God, playing dragon characters does not sound interesting. Oh, look, I get to play a crazy guy. That's what I want. Because again, the players that I was involved with at that time, I want another reason for Von Zark to screw up a game, or me to screw up a game, or Jeff to screw up a game. Like, no, that's crazy. So I like Palladium's rules. Palladium's rules are a framework. Palladium. Because now, mind you, at that time, I was probably running one and in a TMNT game at the same time, and I'm calling Rifts clown shoes. But hey, it is what it is. It took until having this channel and talking with you weirdos and talking with Kevin for me to actually even like Rifts. So there you go. That's something that you've done. Let's continue on here. Number 3, soup up machines. The SciTech has a knack for getting the most out of a machine, including vehicles. They can increase the speed, fuel efficiency, and MDC of vehicles and bots by 10%. Okay, how do you increase MDC? Like, even if it's a psychic power, like I can understand that you could push those servos a little more or something to get some speed or something, but MDC is just raw molecular structure, isn't it? I don't know. Whatever. Hey, you know what? It's psychic powers, it's Rifts, it's clown shoes. We go with it. I'm sure somebody can find some sort of, well, what the psychic does is I don't care. And the speed and performance of computers by 15%. That's pretty cool. They can even tweak weapons. Can I get this psychic to work on my computer, please? They can even tweak weapon systems to increase effective firing range by 10% and can jury-rig parts together in emergency 3 times faster than what's normal. They perform all mechanical and computer skills about 2 times faster than normal. I'm loving this guy. Seriously, I'm loving this guy. Who needs a rogue scholar? You got me. The other part of this. And by the way, no, I did not read through all this beforehand. I did skim it. And this next one I did look at. I was like, so if I'm missing some chat, I apologize. I'm trying to focus on this a little bit, but I will catch back up here. Just a second. In fact, I'll look now. Federation of Magic have one of the best good major factions, the city of Dweomer. Yeah, they were talking about that on the on the last live stream that Kevin and Jeremy were in. Even ruled by 3 alien godlings who might just be aspects of a greater alien intelligence. Fun. Like an operator, they add armor. Okay, fair enough. You can up armor vehicles just like we do Humvees. Yeah, but this just says by sitting in it, it happens. That's the. So I up armor by. Oh, you're not up armored. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. I would think that when an operator does it, though, he's actually clunking stuff on it, but I could be wrong. God, my throat is scratchy. Okay. I did not drink enough water yesterday. After I did this yesterday, I went out and did a whole bunch of yard work, and I think I dehydrated myself. Okay, mental link to robots, power armors, and vehicles. In addition to the machine ghost and telemechanics powers, the SciTech can make and maintain mental combat contact with machines designed to be piloted. In this capacity, the SciTech maintains his own individuality and awareness, but partially becomes the machine as well. It's a rigor, I'm telling you, I love it. This union of man and machine provides the following bonuses beyond the usual robot and vehicle piloting skills the character may have. So, we'll have to check later to see if I'm allowed to take like the elite piloting skill. I think that is the purview of just the robot pilot and just the glitter boy and so forth, but we can find out later. I may go that route. And again, you can tell me in chat all you want. That's cool because the chat will be saved for people who watch this later. But I'm still going to look it up because I want to put my eyeballs on it. But hey, I appreciate the help at the same time. So there's all apply only when piloting the armor. That makes sense. I can't get the bonuses to the armor if I'm not in it. And a giant robot or a vehicle, hover cycle, car, airplane. You're Han Solo to some degree, with psychic powers. See, this is Han Solo that believes in the Force. I'm just saying. +1 to attack. So +1 action per melee round. +1 initiative. Oh, I cannot wait till the new TMNT Redux comes out, and these terms are codified better. Somebody commented on an old Heathen Dog video. Well, it was one of the earlier RPG digests where we were covering Vampire Kingdoms, and Heathen Dog and I got into wasn't a shouting match or anything, but we disagreed over a term because Kevin said it takes 1d4 melees to do something. Well, we all know that means 1d4 melee rounds, but Heathen Dog was arguing that that's actions. And I can understand why he said that. Heathen Dog is wrong in that case. I hate to say that, but he is wrong. But I can understand when it's melee actions, melee rounds. Well, Kevin, when he says melees, means melee rounds. He'll use attack or action for attack and action. And yes, somebody commented on that, completely reminded me of that. But the fact that in starting with TMNT Redux and things going forward, we're going to have a lot of these terms better codified is going to be absolutely a godsend. Oh, they have to do the work to soup up the vehicle? Oh, does it say that? Is an aggregated most on machine? I guess, okay, yeah, you know what? I was reading into this as if it was a psychic power. That does make sense. Now, when you say it that way, that absolutely does make sense. It doesn't say it's a psychic power that you just put your, humming on it and, you brain foogle it into working. It just says they can increase the speed. Okay, got it. That actually makes perfect sense, and I'm glad. Thank you for that clarification. I'm thinking everything's just a psychic power. They're psychics. They can do whatever they want with their noodle. So where are we here? +1 attack, +1 initiative, or +1 attack, not 2 attack. +2 to pull punch. This is one of those things that I know I'm in the wrong when I say this, but I very rarely use pull punch. I know I've had people, especially the Heroes Unlimited players, like, no, you can't always, hit somebody really hard and kill them. But this is something I see used so rarely. Pull punch, so when I see a bonus to pull punch, I don't even think of it as a bonus. Who cares? Nobody ever pull punches anyway. I would like to see it used more. But runner fly 10% faster, leap 10% higher and farther, and +10 to piloting skill for that machine and special maneuvers. That is awesome. So that means your control rolls are 10% better. That's fantastic. Do stunts? Right. Where's the colon? Oh, let's do that there. So 6. Other RCC psionic powers. Okay. So the character also starts with the psionic abilities of it's 2 of choice. Let me copy this. I'm copying this a little separately because this is going to go up here. Bear with me just one moment while I Sheen Ghost. That just sounds cool. Can I throw spoons around the room? Can I have toasters just randomly pop out toast? And 2 sensitive powers. So I will do sensitive 1, sensitive 2. There. And we'll come back to that in a little bit. Then copy this. Said we'll copy this. Please don't grab the page number. Over here. As you can see, the OCR version of this doesn't always copy well. I usually get a lot of L's for the percentages. Okay, is there other page? Oh, that's just going to tell the ISP and so forth. Okay, we'll get to that in just a moment. You can Tron into a computer or digitally storage device and extract data. Machine Ghost got it. Well, okay. Sorry, I was thinking outside of just that ability, but I do. The Decker from Shadowrun and the Matrix. So I'm a rigger and a Decker at the same time. Whoever developed this, you are my new best friend. I love this class so far. I know somebody's been like, yeah, but it doesn't have any cool powers. It can't blow people up. I don't care. I like thematic characters, and this is very thematic and useful. I mean, I'll have to look at how the powers work, but imagine a Samus pilot, and you just like, I'll take that, thank you. I'm sure it doesn't work that easily, but you get the idea. Throw him off. I'm sure I have to be in it or something for that to happen, but you get the idea. Just just messing with stuff. I think that's awesome. Okay, so ISP 3d4 times 10 ISP. So I don't have ISP on here. For now we'll just put that under combat modifiers. I don't know. I don't care. I'll put under hit points. ISP. By the way, acronyms are in the future in the new Palladium style guide. You don't have to put dots between stuff anymore. Thank God. So ISP will be written like that. It will no longer be written like this. So 3d4 times 10. Well, I only have 2d4s out. Let's get 4. There's the other d4. So a 4 and a 2. 6. And another 4. Awesome. So 8. So 10 times 10. So 100 ISP. I don't know anything about ISP, so I don't know if that's awesome or if that sucks or whatever. But considering like the abilities takes 10, doesn't seem too bad. In other games, we can cast Magic Missile and Risk. We cast regular Missile and do MDC. Yes. There you go. Hey, Noro. Don't cook me food too early yet. I just started. Funny story, we actually had a Techno Wizard toaster in our games using the summon bread and milk spell. I don't know about the milk side of it, but the toast side of it. I am really, really a fan. Again, Heathen Dog isn't so much, but I am really, really a fan of those Rifter articles, or apparently what was also pulled into Rift's Ultimate Edition about how and we covered, I don't remember what Rift article was in 2021, 22, somewhere around there. Where the item has to be thematic for what it does, or it's either harder to create or less power, less PP, so forth. I'm fully on board with that. When we talked to Kevin was like, yes. like the item has to make sense for the power you're trying to do. And so I really like that. So a toaster that just, summons bread, I think that's awesome. Nerdy Ogre says Max the psychics in game sucks. Max out for making a rip psychic character is awesome. No, I don't. No, no. So my issue with psychics is I generally don't like psionics as an ability in a game. I don't like abilities that I want to say they can't be stopped. You can stop with another psychic and so forth, but magic always has to, have some sort of flair. I don't believe in silent casting. In fact, I kind of take this from when I was deep into metaphysics back in the 90s, when I studied a lot of hermetics and things like the Golden Dawn and Wiccan and chaos theory and the abbeys and so forth, where it's like the idea was to actually internalize when you're saying some of the words, internalize them to project them out. And so I take some of that in there. So no, I don't believe in it. There's your spell. And they usually have to make some flowery thing. They got weird lightning bolts that like spin around. I don't know, but they're flashy, so to speak. If you're in a Samus suit or if you're in a glitter boy, you're bigger than a normal person. You glow. You got a big gun. People notice you. That's my thing. I don't like a psychic that can sit in an APC, pretend to be sleeping, and blow that up and blow that. I don't like that concept. Just like I don't like sorcerers in third edition Dungeons and Dragons. I don't like, even though they're more of a magic user, I don't like the concept. But Palladium, and I've said this for at least a couple years now, Palladium's balance between magic and psychics and technology and the mundane, and DBs and so forth works wonderfully. It's lower powered than magic, but you get to do it more often until you run out of, brain juice. Uh, I like the way it's put together. I just don't like psionics as an overall. Forget riffs, just as an overall concept. um. All right. So where are we here? Oh, and what's next? What's next? A PPE base, a D6 plus 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Oops. So E. Add that over. All right. So bonus plus 5 to save versus horror factor when robots and machines are involved. It's just that under. I'm gonna put that on the top of other notes because I like to do like my hand-to-hand basic and so forth up here, and we'll just add this in. If I had one of my real character sheets, I would actually have a place for horror factor and notes like this. So unfortunately, it's made for SDC games, not MDC games. And it has literally every combat option from Ninjas and Super Spies, Heroes Unlimited, and so forth on the sheet. But it's a picture because my old PageMaker file was lost decades ago. Like, PageMaker, what's that? It's what InDesign was before InDesign. What am I looking at? What am I looking for? Oh, it's the bullets. 6. There we go. Okay. To an initiative when competing with or against machines and bots. Take that, Archie. Archie's probably got like a plus 20. This class is in Scyscape. I wouldn't do a Rifter, honestly. Even if I liked it, I wouldn't do a Rifter simply because those are complete. Everything's optional, I know, but those are completely non-canon type stuff, and I'd rather do something that chances are your game master is going to let you. All right, now we're over here to the alignment. Now let's go back to the Rifts book for a second. Oh, we're at picking alignment. I like to play good characters. My two favorite alignments are unprincipled and scrupulous. I know unprincipled technically falls into the selfish side, but they're my two favorite alignments. So I'll let you guys in chat pick. Do you want this character to be unscrupulous, or do you want this character to be unprincipled? I'm sorry, scrupulous or unprincipled. I'll let you guys pick this one. Where's my place for alignment? I guess I put that under other notes for this. And we're gonna go back. I haven't forgotten skills. Oops, other notes. Oh my god, I haven't forgotten skills. MEMEENT. There you go. Right. But it's still on the selfish scale. Wow, everybody's saying unprincipled. Okay. All right, we'll go with that. I hope I spelled that right. I have found very little in the Rifters I would not allow. That's fair. This content has been interesting, added to my game. Oh, okay. Yeah, there are a lot of good articles out there. I'm trying to think. There were a couple that I was just like, I don't know. But no matter what, even if I'm not really a fan of them, they've always got some good food for thought. On Solo beyond principle, that's fair. Yeah, I think he's actually used for the example of that, isn't he? I mean, I'm not trying to make Han Solo, but that is a good point. Oops. Okay. So Damien, I hope so because I have two copies of it accidentally. I also have two copies of what's it, Risk Beef Bestiary or hold on. God, I'm not wearing headsets. I can actually get up out of my chair. So unfortunately, yeah. So these are my extra copies. Yeah, it's Monsters and Animals because I completely forgot I had them. Like I get these Rifts books, be like, oh, that'll be fun for me to look through, and then I'll forget I got it. I'll be like, crap, I want to get that one. Oh, there it is. So I got these in a Christmas package after I already got these in a previous Christmas package. Unfortunately, I was going to bring these to Gaming with ADHD when I met him in person, um, and they fell out of my truck and I damaged them. So yeah, fortunately the corners here are kind of messed up, but oh well. So then I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I didn't even think about bringing him at that point when I met him, but that was. Oh no, I'm sorry. No, I was going to use it for one of my Here Have Max's crap giveaway, but it was too late for that. And then I considered giving it to Game with ADHD. So like, you what? Why didn't you bring him? Because I forgot because I moved him away after I damaged him. All right. So, and I am going to get the new one for Rift, the PsyOps or whatever it's called. Okay, where are we? You guys are so good at getting. I'm like a squirrel, man. Oh, shiny. Race restrictions, don't care. All right, so now we have skills. So, hand-to-hand combat must be selected as an RCC-related skill. All right, well, we can do that. So let's grab these then and move these to the primary skills. I guess it will now call them OCC skills. Oop. And then we'll add another section for OCC related. And then secondary skills. Okay, so language 2 of choice. Literacy American, America. Basic math. Oh, Heathen Dog just sent me his stuff for Sunday. Awesome. That means I can start putting that together later today. So we're done with this. I'm going to go do some real work, and then I'm going to start putting together stream. By the way, for those of watching, I'll just give you a heads up. Kevin and Jeremy are going to be back on the 12th. That's a 1, not an L. On the 12th of October to talk about some Nightbane stuff, including a surprise that I'm not going to tell you guys about, but we're also going to talk about horror gaming as a whole. Yeah, just leave it. Okay. Pilot 3 of choice. That's awesome. 3 of choice. Plus read sensory equipment and weapon proficiency blunt. So if you have an interest in how Kevin runs horror at the table, if you want to learn more about Nightbane, including a new product, Actually, the new product might be announced today. So yeah, standby. It might have already been announced. I don't know. Look at the Friday update. It'll probably be on the Friday update. But okay, so there we go. Now I'm not putting any percentages in here yet. Let's just grab our skills first. So hand to hand must be selected as an OCC related. So we'll put hand to hand. I'll probably just go basic. Basic is good enough for me. I mean, I'm a psychic character, so basic is good enough for me. I know somebody's going to argue probably, yeah, but you can use it with your robot piloting stuff. We'll see what we can get for robot piloting skills first. I'm the type of person I like to have more skills than necessarily heavily focusing, unless the theme of my character is to heavily focus. So those of you who watched the Palladium Fantasy game that Bear was running, when I made a Thane, all he did was fight with his bow, right? And he ran from fights because he realized that getting into fights was going to hurt. But I was actually the best fighter on the team. Sort of. I didn't have the armor of the other guys, so I had leather armor where they had like plate. But I had hand-to-hand martial arts, and I had paired weapons. So if really, and I specialized or had paired weapon knives, and I always had those two knives on me. So if anybody made me get up close, they would have regretted it. Regretted it? Yeah, add all those syllables in there. But I was a bowman, so I wanted to stay at range. And Athane, as you guys saw, didn't like to fight anyway. Because why? So 5 other skills plus 2 additional skills, so we get 5. So that'd count as 1. So we'll just put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Secondary skills character. 4 secondary skills from the previous list at level 1. All right. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so I take this literally. It says hand-to-hand combat must be selected as an RCC related skill. So I'm going to say, no, I'm not taking it as a secondary skill. I hear what you're saying, and I usually do. But I'm going to say the word must here means something. And so hand-to-hand combat must be selected as RCC related skill. So I'm going to go with that. You all can argue with me, and you're probably right. But I'm going to go with that, specifically what it says there. And yeah. Because usually I do take hand-to-hand basic as a secondary skill. As Heathen Dog calls it, you took a couple weekend courses at the mall where they're teaching self-defense. Well, El DeLuna, then you're really going to love the announcement that comes out very soon, or may have already come out. Okay. Let's see. We got that. We'll take a look at what else? Standard equipment. Look, I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm just going to copy this because we are not going to do equipment today. That's one of those things that I just say is between you and your game master. Obviously, read what this says. Write that stuff down. Half the stuff you probably can't even find in the books because it's just, I wouldn't call it random equipment. It's just, generic equipment. But yeah, I'm not going to take the time. This is the part that takes the most time for me normally when making a character. So, okay, is that everything? Money. Oh, hey, 46 times 100 universal credits. I forgot that RIFTS does that. They do that black market stuff. Pull the die roller back here. 3, 7, 12. So 12. So 1,200 in the old credits. Where'd I put money on? There it is. 1,200 credits. And 44 times 1,000 worth of tools, spare parts. Oh, it's not even black market this time. It's just tools and was it 40, 44 times 1,000. So got a 4 and a 1, so that's 5. This die has rolled 3 4s in a row. Does this thing roll other than... Okay, it's got a 1, it's got a 2. Okay. I think it's rolled 3 4s in a row for me. So that's 5. It's rolled 4 4s in a row and 10. So a total of 10. I have to go check to make sure that die isn't loaded. Put it in a glass of water. So it's 10,000 credits. Of course, the other ones rolled like 3 1s in a row. So, EDIT. Oh my God, I cannot type. Here, EDIT. Actually, why don't I just do this? There we go. Okie dokie. Booyah. Okay. Oh, it was announced yesterday. All right. Well, that's what I didn't. Why didn't I get an email from them? I've subscribed to the weekly stuff. Whatever. But yeah, he's going to be here to talk about the new audiobook then, since apparently it was announced already, and horror gaming. So that's going to be on the 12th. So not this Sunday, but it'll be next Sunday. Starts with no cybernetics and doesn't want cybernetics. I already read that. All right, now is this everything? What did I miss? Oh, let's do the psionics first. I want to do skills last because skills to me are kind of boring. Not that they're bad, they're just kind of boring. Because all we're doing is going to be pulling percentages. So, sensitive. Do they have sensitive powers, like a complete list of sensitive powers in the SciTech? There are the powers. That's monsters. There we go. Science descriptions. Oh no, it just says new powers. New powers. Okay. Well, let's look at new sensitive powers first. Get that old stuff. We don't want legacy crap. 38. All right. Commune with spirits. No. Machine Ghost. I already got it. Intuitive combat. If I do that though, then I'd want to do something higher up, like expert or martial arts. Kind of fit that theme better. Mask, ISP, and psionics. That sounds awesome. Mask, PPE. I'm not a mage. I don't care. Of course, one of the creatures I'm going to be talking about on Sunday, because I'm going to be covering 2 creatures out of Rift's Bestiary. Actually, that would be really helpful. Mask, PPE. Remote viewing. Other psychics can feel and sense when somebody's trying to observe them. Oh. It's that little creepy thing that somebody's watching me right now. Read dimensional portal, sense dimensional anomaly. That's it. And sense time. It's 4. Measure the passage time down to 1d4 seconds. I mean, I can understand why that'd be useful. A lot of people go, that sounds silly. No, there are times when that could be really useful. Okay. I'm not seeing in here that just really stands out to me, like, oh, I gotta have it. But we could come back to that in a little bit. How are Pacific powers here? I don't do mind block. I do open mind. Open your mind. I'm a quaddle or whatever it's called. Free your mind. Where do I find psionic? It says magic. That says magic spells. Psi Stalker. There we go. Psionic powers 164. All right. 2 sensitives. Astral projection, clairvoyance, commune with spirits. It'd be fun if I could commune with spirits and robots. Empathy, intuitive combat. Okay, so machine goes intuitive combat. Okay, so all that stuff is in here. Mind block, and I do agree that mind block is probably a really good one to have. Sense evil, sense magic, sense time. 6 sense. I understand. I'm not even looking. I bet you somebody's going to, oh, you got to have 6 sense. If I'm not going as a combat-oriented character, yeah, but it's useful all over the place. That seems a little game hacky for me. Doesn't mean I'm not considering it. I'm just saying that 6 sense. I don't believe in this concept of powers you must have. Just as an example, let's use a D&D 5th edition game I was in. I played a warlock, and I refused to take Arcane Blast. Absolutely refused. And, oh my god, your warlock sucks because you don't have it. No, it doesn't. does not suck because I don't take the power that you think is just the one end all be all power. I'm going to use my powers differently, and I'm going to be a different type of warlock. Still viable, still viable. But so I don't know if Sixth Sense is that kind of power. I'm just saying I know I hear about it a lot. People complain about it a lot. Uh, so it just seems like it probably is one of those. Doesn't mean it's off the list, that's for sure. What's Total Recall? What the hell is that? Is that like Perfect Memory or something? Or is it just a bad movie? Talking about coatls. Is this not sensitive? It's in a different order. Sensitive. Looks like it should be before Super Psionics. Mind block. Well, there's mind block, so we got to be in the sensitive one, right? Or is this just purely alphabetical order? What's it called again? Total Recall. Oh, I'm dumb. All right. It remembers every word he reads. Specific blocks. Oh, that's kind of cool. Specific blocks of written and visual information can be recalled in perfect detail at will. Okay, I like the sound of it. I don't know how useful it is, but I like the sound of it. Good way to lawyer some stuff, right? I'm intentionally not looking at chat right now. You guys can give me suggestions. I will look at that before I select my powers, but I want to see kind of like what I like first. So I know none of these powers. So the Mask ISP Psionics. Psionic power enables the character to completely mask all spiritual aspects of his psionic energy and powers. Even the aura is temporarily altered. As a result, other psychics, dog boys, psi stalkers, and creatures who detect psionics or see aura will not sense psionics in the character. See, got it. Thank you. So, if I want to do something like Mind Block and Mask ISP, yeah, find me. I dare you. Ability to completely close oneself from all psychic mental emanation. Okay, I see why Mind Block is that important. Okay. I'm okay with Mind Block and Mask ISP. I don't want to be hunted down by those stupid yippity yak dogs. Got some chihuahua nipping at my leg. I have to explain why I took over a stupid Samus pilot robot. Okay, let's see what people are saying here. SciTech already gets Total Recall. Oh, that's right. You know what? I think you're right. Can I write down? Yeah, you're right. It's Total Recall. Okay. Object re. So, okay. I couldn't. For some reason, I thought it was like an option, not that I did get. But you're right. Um, I'm I'm actually liking that mind block. Since I only get sensitive, I'm kind of liking that mind block and mask ISP and psionics. Unless somebody convinces me otherwise. Um, got here total photographic memory. Yep. Telepathy is always great general purpose sensitive power. Don't I? No, I don't get telepathy. Let me take a look at it. We just had a discussion about telepathy on our Discord. Now I actually have to read the rule. Actually, I did read it the other day. Wait a minute. Sensitive. I don't see it. Sensitive. Oh, telepathy. For some reason, I can't see T's when it comes. Read surface that. So I did. That's. But here's my thing. Here's my thing with this. Again, making the theme. I understand that as a psychic power, that's really good. I and so would Sixth Sense. I understand that. Even actually, I can see something for all these sense magic. But as somebody who's focused on this kind of operator concept, on this idea of I take over robots, I don't think I'm so concerned about looking at other living life forms. That's just how I'm visualizing, like how I like this guy. Not saying anybody who does that is wrong. I'm saying like how I'm envisioning this character is like, I like machines, man. I don't care about reading your thoughts. I want to get into the machine. So No, I tried Noro. I tried to wear my new glasses earlier today, and I could not. I no, I couldn't do it. There's something. They look the same. I mean, they're the same style. Wouldn't know. There. Um, there's something wrong with them, and in some aspects I see clearer, in other aspects it's just off. And now trying to read this text, so no, I did try to wear them earlier today. I'll probably try again when I go outside and see if there's something different with like distance viewing or something. But for now, I'm wearing the old ones. My wife always trying to get. Yeah, she's right though. I should be wearing the new ones. I'm really sold on. I'll look at chat again here in a second, but I'm really so sense dimensional anomaly. See invisible. No, again, I don't think I can see the purpose for it. I just don't know if I visualize that for this character. I really like the mask ISP and the mind block. I do. I like those. See the invisible is not a bad idea. Um, You'll have to watch the beginning of this, Walter. I talked about a lot of that. So I don't want to waste much time. So yeah, that idea of see invisible isn't necessarily bad, but neither is I mean see aura, remote viewing, those aren't bad either. I'm just wondering if for the purposes of what I'm how I'm visioning this character, I don't care if somebody else has got magic. Invisible people, whatevs. Like they don't show up on sensors anyway, right? Um I just don't want to show up on sensors. Yeah, this is gonna be hard to pull me away from it. I'm gonna give you guys time to put in there if you know if you really think I should have something like See Invisible or Object Reader, or whatever. Go ahead and put it in there. But I am really sold on Mask ISP and Mind Block. But I'll give you time to convince me why I'm wrong. No, I don't have those. Those are in my bedroom. Yeah, so I got a free pair of glasses, and I told people I was like, I'm gonna look like Professor Farnsworth if you don't put any of like the thinning because I am damn near blind, right? Um, I should tell my wife where they are and get them. Although I'm really small in the corner. I do those things make me look like Professor Farnsworth from Stargate or not Stargate. Oh my god, from Futurama. Oh, you got it. I just called you that on stream. Oh, I hate her. I'll put them on for you guys for a super chat. No, let me go full screen. You guys are typing. Remove from. Oh, I can't go full screen. Fine, I'll do it over this way. There. These things are gonna touch my cheek, aren't they? But you can't tell too badly there. But which side's the thicker one? They're both bad. Yeah, they're pretty thick. This is so I keep telling people this is why I have to have really small frames because if I have larger frames, they just get exponentially wider as they go out. And something like this isn't too bad. Something like this, I can't see if it's even on camera. Hold on. Something like that is just absolutely crazy. So yeah. Now that I'm going to get a divorce from my wife after making me do that, let's go back to here. Uh, so, all right, let's see what people are saying. Planning to drive an APC while mentally operating. Kind of hard. Kind of hard charging high rates of parts to a scientist when he can read your thoughts and telepathy charging. That's fair. That's fair. No, okay, okay. No, no, that's a convincing argument. Speed reading to supplement total recall, memorize all your yeah, but I don't have to memorize the tech manuals when I can just go humana humana humana. I know the device. I know it now at 85%. Um, or am I wrong about that? I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Speed reading. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, speed. There it is, right there. Yeah, speed reading, total recall. Good point. Good point. Um, you should take defensive abilities and abilities that. Well, again, yeah, but I'm doing a live stream, so that's why I like your guys' input. Beat Magnet, like I wasn't sold on the idea of telepathy. Like, it just seems kind of out of place. But he makes a perfect point. Let me put it on here that I didn't consider. And this is the type of stuff. I thought it just said sensitive. I'll go back and look, Josh. I'll go, but I thought it said sensitive. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. Kind of hard charging high rates and parts to a side tech when he can read your thoughts and telepathically read that you're charging him double the price. There you go. You know what? Now, how prevalent is that going to be in the game? I don't know. But then the question comes up: do I prefer Mind Block? I am going to take one of them. Do I prefer Mind Block or do I prefer Mask ISP? Mask ISP gets the people off my trail. Mind Block stops people from getting into my noodle. I think Mind Block sounds a little better. But that means I have to worry about, now I have to worry about dog boys and Psy Stalkers and things like that. Which I still probably have to worry about them anyway, but you get what I'm saying. So that's interesting. Mind Block is more important. It does seem that way. It does seem like it would be more important. By the way, I do not believe in min-maxing characters. So I don't even like it conceptually. I like having viable characters. So something like I got to have all the perfect loadout here is not something I would ever go for, and I certainly don't like cookie cutter characters. With that said, yeah, I mean, you also can't be stupid and be like, I don't care if anybody can read my mind. You probably do when it's a mind meld. It's kind of in his name. So yeah, and unless we're in a coalition style campaign or somebody that's hunting me down. Yeah. Nope, I understand. And mind block seems to be one of those things that you'd think that almost every psychic would have anyway. The ability, at the point that your ability to reach out, you're going to try to find ways of saying, I don't want people doing that to me. I mean, again, Dungeons and Dragons does it with the psionics. So I don't see mind block as some sort of cheat code, as like I might with Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense, absolutely. The next character in this list, the Psy Warrior, absolutely can understand the Psy Warrior having Sixth Sense. Heck, might even have it for free. I don't know. But for me, for being the Psy, was it tech or whatever it's called? I don't know. That seems a little cheeseball for me. Hey, RPG Gen Exile. Good to see you. Does Psyscape add more sensitive powers? Well, it doesn't seem to compared to this. It seems that they're integrated into this. But from the main book, what I understand, yes, because there's a lot of words that say new. Okay, we're not going to take much more time here. We're going to go with that. We're going to go with mind block. And what did I say the other one was? And the telepathy. Cat, don't get to come in here in this. Hold on a second. So we'll do mind block, and we'll do the telepathy thing. Somebody else said it, and then you sold me on a beat magnet, so I'm good with that. All right. Oof. Okay. Now I kind of want to know what those powers do. So let's see here. Thank you. Dealing with his nonsense. Okay, psionic ability. Why am I doing this? I should let you guys see this as well. So page 13. Healing, physical, sensitive is 39, so it's probably 40. Plus, I probably want to copy and paste it in. So commune with spirits don't have that. Intuitive combat didn't take that. I could see an argument to be made for this. If this can jump on over to robot pilot, I could see an argument made for that. I don't know if it does or not. Machine Ghost. So this is one that we have. I am not copying and pasting it all into here. Goes into a trance as he focuses concentration on entering a computer or most any type of artificial intelligence. Not applicable to sentient self-aware machines like RG3. Oh, so cost 12 ISP, so I can do this like what, 9 times, 8 times, 3 minutes per level of experience. Okay, remember, I have 100 ISP. This power is limited to the acquisition or reading of information only. Psychic cannot input, I think, the input, program, or delete data on the machine. Okay, so this is just a fact-finding power. Not that I'm mad about that. I'm just saying the fact-finding. You can also access information stored by most electronic means, including computer disks, video, audio disks, yada, yada, yada. He perceives the information 10 times faster. Oh, sorry. Reading electronically encoded disks and tapes is similar to object read, except in this case, he hears and sees the data as if you're playing on a computer. I feel like I should be a Cenobite or something where I just put the like an old 5 1/4 inch drive. Thus the character can read and never input information. Got it. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of that right now. That seems like okay. I like that power, and I like its limitations as well. It adds to roleplay. Holy crap! How long is that power? Okay. Machine Ghost is crazy long. Leaving virtual space. Let's take a look at. Fortunately, leaving the virtual world of a computer is fundamentally the same as the astral plane. The psychic can vaguely sense the way he came and must follow it back to the virtual access point. Oh, so you have to find the I/O port. That's kind of cool. That is like somebody said Decker earlier. Good job. That kind of is like Machine Ghost basically makes you Tron. Yeah, and Tron is 1983 Decker, right? Or is it 81? I forget what year. It's like astral traveling into computers, and that makes sense. I mean, and it did say that there too. So cool. Oh, I love this. Okay, note the psychic will instinctively know when he's down to the last 3 minutes of the duration when trying to exit, can fly toward the way out. But apparently, you can get lost. Now, does this roll must keep trying until he succeeds? Oh, so you must roll. Oh, you must roll. It isn't like you can leave yourself some breadcrumbs. You must roll. Okay. Still 55% chance of success. So you got a better than 50% chance of success. Is this modified by level at all? I would probably do that. Look, again, I don't know RIFTS, and you guys are like, no, you can't do that. I get it. I might modify this by a couple of points per level. And just off the cuff concept. So higher level characters aren't screwed, but then again, there might be other things they can do that I'm just not aware of. So we didn't take the mask ISP or the mask PPE. I want to mask that whole 4 or whatever it is PPE I've got. Dare you find that on me? Read dimensional portal. It's not a computer. Viewing. Sense dimensional anomaly. Sense time. Oh, that's it. I guess I have to go to the Rift's Ultimate Edition for the rest. Okay. What page were those on? Like 134 or something like that? Oh, mind block right there. So 169. I wasn't even close. Wasn't even close at all. So it was like 172-ish. Mind block. Ooh. Let's get to the beginning though. Again, I will catch up with chat here in just a moment. Those don't seem like sensitive powers. Apparently they are. Physical. Oh, physical. Oh, does mind block just fall under everything? Sensitive. Astral projection. Look at that. Yeah, it is. It literally is astral projection with clairvoyance, communal spirits, empathy, intuitive combat. Oh, don't tell me. Okay, yeah, mind block is down there. Machine Ghost, we already read. I get object read. I get. Thanks. What if you're saying to me, Bills? Love it. Mind block. Mask guys, we didn't take. Okay, so let's go over here. Mind block. What does that do? I'm sure you guys all know, but let's see here. So it's 4 ISP per each duration, and it lasts 10. So it seems at least cheaper than the other stuff. So this is the ability to completely close or block oneself from all psychic mental emanations. Please don't emanate around me. When intentionally closed to supernatural or psychic forces, the character cannot sense anything. Oh, so I can't use. Okay, so it's a door. It's a two-way door. All right, mind block will prevent penetration of telepathy, empathy, hypnotic suggestion, daydream, and empathic transmission. All right. So I can't do anything out, but they can't do anything in. You've just put a wall around your mind. Be an invaluable protective mask when dealing with malevolent psychic forces. Adds a bonus of +1 to save versus all psychic and mental attacks. And since I'm already considered was a master super saiyan, whatever the hell it's called, super saiyan, I think the roll is 16 anyway. So that'd be a 17. No, mind block only blocks psionic attacks that affect the psychic's mind or emotional state. Yeah, so it's not going to protect you from the burster lighting you on fire. Got it. Okay, we got a bunch of you guys in chat. Got a question for you. And I'm truly curious. I'm not saying this in any other for any other reason than for my curiosity. Heathen Dog has told me tried to make a burster a couple times, and he keeps telling me the burster sucks. What are your thoughts on the burster, zapper, whatever? They're all kind of the same thing, just different element. Why would he say they suck? Do they suck? Or are they just niche? I don't know. Anyway, just curious. Kid, I need to make a deck or go through this. Are you talking about the computer game? The first time I beat it, I did it as a decker. So, I Gaming with ADHD. If you're watching, I don't have my Discord up. I just keep getting pop-ups, so I apologize. I didn't see what you said there. I just saw that you sent me a message. So, all right. Bursters are crazy powerful in the right environment. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think Mind Block would block Sixth Sense because my understanding is Sixth Sense, it's like if a bullet's coming at you, that has no psychic power. That's just a bullet coming at you, right? Maybe I don't understand Sixth Sense. I don't have it. I'm not going to read it. But yeah, that's my understanding is it wouldn't block Sixth Sense. Rules as written, bursters do suck. Too much SDC. We bump our bursters up so they do MDC, okay? Bursters can cause a ton of damage, but also a ton of collateral damage, yeah. Because I felt that way about the Elemental Fusionist, is that it was too much SDC. But here's my question. I understand that point, but do you think that goes back to the fact that Rifts talks about like so many things being SDC, but when people play it, it's all MDC? Like, we've had a couple. We've talked with Kevin about this a bunch, and even Kevin admits that, yeah, the way things are sometimes written, like fluff wise, SDC should be prevalent, but the way it's written game wise is MDC. Like nobody, you never catch people in MDC. So the game master has to do things to kind of enforce that SDC. Do you think that could be the reason why for that? That game masters need to, hey, remember the game should be more SDC based than you're probably thinking it? I don't know. I don't know. All right, object read. I get that one too. Object read. All right, what is this? Base. Oh, this has got a percentage. Cool. Impressions and present. Okay, so we'll have to see what those mean. Also known as psychometry. This uncanny ability enables the psychic sensitive to receive impressions and images from an object. Oh, this is the. Oh, yes. This was the butler in the green room using the cudgel. Yeah, got it. History of its last owner. This is done by holding the object and concentrating on a specific line of thought or opening up to general impressions. The latter is always more vague and random, and I guess that's why the percentage would be better. Okay, that makes sense. Just as a psychic must open himself to sense evil or magic, he must open himself to the object. Oh, that's great. If you got like some sort of ego object or something, I'm sure Rifts has got stuff like that. You're like, let me get into the object here and find out. And then the object gets into you, and you're like, well, that sucks. Just as what is it? If successful, he will receive impressions or images revealing bits of information. Then it talks about what those impressions include. I'm not going to read all that, but you get the idea of how that power works. That's cool. I like that. I like that power. How is this robot used? Okay, present sense. Don't know what that is. Read dimensional portal. Nope. See aura. Nope. Remote viewing. Nope. Nope. somebody's brain falling out. This reminds me of Ninja Scroll. It's like his head's about to explode. You're already dead. Visible, dimensional anomaly, sense evil. I don't have any of this crap. Speed reading. Where's my speed reading? All right, there's speed reading. Oh, we're gonna have to go back to the Skyscape book. This is the ability to comprehend a written word extremely quickly. Well, I hope so. It's speed reading. Speed reading is 30 pages per minute. I don't know. Is that really speed reading? So that's one page every 2 seconds. So the psychic will retain the information as he would normally. However, I also have total recall. So we'll get to that in a moment. So I can read really quickly with speed reading, and then we get to total recall. I can remember it. Didn't we already talk about that one? Oh, cool. Oh, there's total recall. We'll just look at, and it's only 2 ISP. Character remembers every word he reads. This is awesome. Loving this. I'm loving this. I used to be able to do that with novels. Now, I wouldn't have a line memorized, but I could tell you everything that happened. In fact, I'll just use an example. I can't do it now, but when I was in Kuwait back in early 2000s, I read 400 pages of the Wizard's First Rule in while sitting there at work, waiting for something to happen. So I used to be really good at multitasking, which I think I talked about that in the members only stream or another live stream. So, and yes, I could tell you everything that happened. In again, maybe hyper specifics, no, but so for technical manual would that work? Probably not. But I could tell you everything that happened, how he was being tortured by I forget what those. I haven't read the book since then either, but those Inquisitor people were and so forth. So I don't know if 400 pages over time minutes. I don't know what that goes down to. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or say it's that this isn't fast or whatever. But yes, I have. And back in the day, I could read pretty damn quickly. I'd read a book a day easily. So and mind you, this is going to work also. And no, I'm not usually. Kuwait was different, but I'm not normally allowed to read books at work. Uh, so now it'd probably take me 2 days to read. I don't know, like my reading ability now. I feel like I'm not self-diagnosing here, but I feel like I do have some sort of ADHD or some crap because I'll start reading a book and like within 30 seconds, my mind is over here and I'm like, wasn't I reading this or something? And I'll close it after half a page. It is really weird. Okay, we have to go back to the book. That's what I was like. Why am I? So how do we find these powers? Are they just well, so there are no T's here? So where do I find this telemechanics mental operation stuff? I bet you this book has an index. I'm gonna prove myself a liar here in just a second, but yep, I'm a liar. Oh my God, Kevin. Quick find. Please give me the quick find of the powers. The power list? Probably not. No. Oh, here. Psionics unique to RCCs. Great. Zapper. Fine. Oh, oh, I see what it does. It gives the SciTech. Okay. So page 75. Okay, got it. I see how it that's not bad. 76. Oop. SciTech abilities. Where are these damn powers? I mean, you tell me what telemechanics is, but telemechanics mental operation is that up here? No. Said page 75. Let's take a look again here. SciTech, machine electrical diagnose. Okay, no, those are just the generic. I'm sorry, those were just the generic powers. My bad. My bad. Those weren't new psionic descriptions. supersonic. Are those, oh, ooh, those might be considered supersonics. I didn't even think about that. Those might be considered supersonics. So we'll scroll into that area now, starting on page 42. So 43. How many of you guys were screaming at me about that in chat? Supers. Yep. Okay. There we go. I wanted to find it on my own. Leave me alone. All right. 184. All right. We'll scroll down to 184. We'll take it out of the main book first, since this book was written after Skyscape, apparently. Psychic T's telekinetic acceleration attack. That just sounds kind of cool. Telekinetic force field. Telekinetic mental operation. Hey, I get that one. It's a weird thing, too. Yeah, I see you guys. See, this is why I don't look at chat, because I like to stumble for a little bit, and you guys try to tell me everything. But thank you, I appreciate it. Okay. Must also have the telemechanics power. Well, lucky me, I've got that. Saving throw, don't care. This power is a step beyond mere understanding of machine. Get the fit? Yes, I can. Granted by telemechanics. It allows the psychic to telepathically operate machines with his mind. As long as the machine functions, he knows how to use it, and it is turned on. The psychic can manipulate it with his mind as if his fingers were on the controls. How far away can I do this? What's the range of this thing? Oh, I love it. I love it. See, it was actually me controlling Ripley's loader. She didn't know how to operate that thing. That was me standing a few feet away. Or Sergeant Apone. He was doing it. He liked her. As long as machine volume, yeah. This means he can operate computers, keypads, set and program an alarm clock, change a radio station, operate a VCR. Dating ourselves a little. Same. Although, to be fair, you might actually have VCR technology in Rift's Earth. Drive a hover car, but a minus 30% when usurping the pilot. Would that also give the pilot a minus 30%? Because he's fighting back? I don't know. Cook something in a microwave. Oh, that. Lord, when the rifts come, please let me be this. I want to turn into the RCC of this. I can sit here and cook my pizza rolls while on my live stream. Thank you. Turn off surveillance video cameras and so on. Okay, that's pretty cool. Again, not going to read the whole thing. I like that. That's pretty cool. I'm loving this character. I want to play this character now. Let's see. So, I mean, again, I'm very, very, very clued into the character's weaknesses. I can't stand in the middle of a fight. I can't stand in the middle of a fight and try to take over somebody's robot because somebody else will see me. I'm not stupid enough to think that I'll just walk up to a coalition APC and take it over when he's got, some dog boys and a Samus and, that's all I know from them. And a spider bot, whatever the hell those things are called, spider walker thing. That'd be dumb. But there are other things that I can do to manipulate the situation. This does not replace. Do not take it that way. I'm not using the word replace as in those things aren't good. But it's a great way to combine a rogue scholar and an operator. No, not nearly as cool as either in terms of their niche, but I can fish the information out. I can work on the vehicles. I like this. I really do like this. If you had telekinesis plus telemechanics, you could cook pizza rolls without getting. Yeah, that's true. I can just float them from. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. I used all my ISP today. Why? I had to have lunch, and I didn't want to get up out of bed. Oh man. By the way, you know what's a funny thing about this? This character's been more fun to make than the After Bomb character yesterday, and I'm the After the Bomb guy. I was a little frustrated making that character. Partially because I forgot a bunch of things about After the Bomb, but also because I rolled up another feral character, and I'm so sick and tired of that. Here, let's roll now. What is it going to be a feral character? I know it's 15%. God, why do I have that in my head? 27. I'm not feral. I'm the free ranger or whatever it is. So I still don't have an apprenticeship package. Whatever. All right, moving on. Let's see. So telemechanic paralysis. This just sounds kind of cool. This is a form of techno manipulation whereby the psychic is able to Physically bond with the machine and momentarily prevent it from functioning. Is there a range on this? Touch or 40 feet, so up to 40 feet. Okay. Is there a difference between the touch and the 40 feet? I'm not going to dive into that now. It's just kind of a rhetorical question. The psychic blocks the transmission of signals along the machine's nervous system. So, okay, cutting its powers, its servos, and so forth. Get it? Effectively incapacitating it. It means the power is only effective against machines that require an energy source. Okay. Simple devices like wind-up toys, scissors. Oh, so it's okay. Got it. So, yeah, it's not servos. So it could work on things like androids, robots, and whatnot, but it wouldn't work on things that are purely mechanical. Got it. Has to have some sort of electrical system of some sort. Okay, that makes sense. So it says can't do older revolvers, but can I do like a Wilkes 457? You don't even need telemechanics to telekinetic microwave operator. Oh, you know what? That's fair. That's fair. You could just use your mind to move the dial or push the buttons. That's fair. But telekinetic mechanics would be cooler. Uh, so you could walk into Fort Knox and every security door and elevator would just open for you while you walk. Yeah. Okay. Telemechanic possession. Psychic must be a master psionic and also have the power of object read and telemechanics. Well, it's funny. I've got object read and telemechanics. This ability, okay, this is all saving throw stuff. So this ability is identical to the psionic power mentally possess others in every way except the psychic possesses a machine rather than another person. I'm in. I'm loving this. Character overrides the programming controls of the machine, even in the case of sentient machines, and controls it like a living robot. I'm guessing it's still no to Archie. But could I take over a mechanoid, just one single mechanoid? Now, aren't they still a little biological? You guys correct me on this. I thought the mechanoid still had like a biological brain or something. Essentially, possessing psychic is an immaterial pilot who controls the machine as he desires. Computers, factory equipment, vehicles, robots, empty power armor, a toaster. There you go, friends. There's your toaster. Or weird get one of you two, whichever one of you. So while the psychic possesses the machine, it responds to the character. Okay, I'm not going to keep reading stuff. We get the idea of what it does. That's pretty darn cool. Okay, object read. It's gonna be up in the O's. Oh, we already did object read. Never mind. So speed reading, total recall, mind block, telepathy. Okay, so we've done all those. The only thing we didn't read actually was telepathy, or did we read that? I know I looked at it here, but I don't know if we read that out loud. I'm in the risk core book, yeah. So where the hell is telekinesis? Telekinetic, telemechanics. Oh, we're in the superpowers. Hold on. Gotta go to the sensor. There it is. Power telepathy allows the psychic to eavesdrop on what another person is thinking at a particular moment. This is done by focusing on that one individual and picking up his or her surface thoughts. No, too far. Fortunately, surface thoughts are those thoughts and musings uppermost in a target's mind. So you're not going to dig out deep secrets. I got it. A deep probe into memory is not possible. Although a psychic can read the thoughts of several people, he can only do so by focusing on one person at a time. All right. And limited telepathic communication, all possible, can send a directed thought. So there was a question that came up on the Discord. And surface level thoughts. Does this person have to speak your language? At first, I was like, well, yeah. But then I read it and I was like, wait a second. No, we're just talking surface thoughts. No, you know what the dude's thinking. Whether it's imagery, whether it's language, voice, whatever. You get the idea of what the person's thinking. I don't think you have to know the language, but I would say the telepathic communication, you do both have to speak the same language. That would be my take on it. So, anywho, okay, those are some cool powers to start. Now, if we look at our powers down here, character also gets to select one super psionic ability at levels 2, 4, 8, and 12. Oh, I'm sorry. That was hold on. At each subsequent level, so that's every level, a character gets to select one new power from the physical or sensitive categories. Okay. And the character also gets to select one superpower at 2, 4, and 8. Now, somebody said before about don't you get to pick both physical and sensitive? Not at level 1. At level 1, it says +2 sensitive powers of choice right there. After level 1, booyah, then I get to pick physical or sensitive. So there. All right, the only thing we have left to do, really, are figure out our skills. So we have our OCC skills. I probably won't dive into the percentages. I know my wife wants to feed me. I'm hungry and I've got some things to do. How long have we been streaming? Hour 50. It's still shorter than the After the Bomb one so far. I'm sure we'll beat it. But we are going to look at what skills we can take and are going to take. So let's get back over here. And oh my God, where is this character? Supersonics. Forgot what page it was on. Just one moment. First, your RCC, Duke, Mind Melter, Mega Psychic, Psy Druid. Surprised there's no Psy Healer. Like, that was one of my favorite classes in Palladium Fantasy. I'm sure there's a reason for that, or it's a Rifter in some weird book that I don't have, like Rifts England or some crap like that. No interest in. Psytech, there we go. Okay, what does it say I get for yield skills? Okay, RCC, so that's going to be page 76. I will go 77. So we already copied this. And again, for anybody who's new here, and because I understand the discussion point, it says hand-to-hand combat skill must be selected as an RCC related skill. And I do know the hand-to-hand basic can be taken as a secondary skill. Actually, can it? This is my secondary skill list because it falls under physical, right? Any except acrobatics, wrestling, boxing. Okay, so but I'm going to hinge on this word must, and I'm going to keep it up here in the OCC related skills. So that's why I'm not doing it. But OCC related skills, we have communication. Oh my God, there's lots. Electrical. Now, electrical engineer seems like if I'm going the operator route, right? What do we have up here? Radio basic, communication, computer repair. I think electrical engineering is going to be one. We have basic mechanics, we have basic electronics. So I'm thinking electrical engineering is one that we're going to want to look at. So let's start looking at some of these electrical skills real quickly here. I'm going to focus on electrical and mechanical. That doesn't mean I'm stupid and I'm not going to take any sort of wilderness survival or something. Although, to be fair, maybe I worked in a garage my entire life and I didn't live out there. And now this adventuring thing is weird and new to me. Yes, I know I get some pilot stuff. We'll look at those as well. I'm not sitting here saying for sure we'll be an electrical skill. I just think that those are direction to go in. We also get what 3? Yeah, we get 3 pilot skills of choice here. So let's just do that. Let's just do pilot. 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 We also get 2 mechanical, so let's do one more mechanical. So MECHANICAL. L. Okay. Anything else that gives us multiple? So let's take that off and we'll put our plus 10% here so I don't forget. And no, I should just do it this way. See. I probably can't, and to be fair, I don't think I should be able to. But if I can, I'm taking robot piloting elite or whatever that nonsense is called. So there we go. Okay, so in this case, we'll look at our mechanical skills. Verify one more time. Basic mechanics, yep. And mechanical 2 of choice. God, okay, so what are you guys saying? What are you guys saying? Go for both electrical and mechanical engineer. That's probably a good idea. Also, robot electronics or robot mechanics are good choices for a sci-tech. I agree with you. Actually, I think that now here's the question. Robot mechanics, doesn't that come with like a negative 40 or something? Or is the sci-tech exempt from that? I did not see that in the writing that the sci-tech is exempt from that, because usually it's only the operator, if I remember correctly. I might be harkening back to Heroes Unlimited, not Rifts when I say that, so correct me if I'm wrong. but I didn't read enough of the fluff to see if there's anything hidden in here because you know they like to do that. Oh, nothing's popping out at. But I agree with you on that, especially with the way I'm looking at this character. But I do want to see some piloting stuff. Remember, it's rifts. You're going to fight something at some point, so let's also see what we can fight. Okay. I don't have to think about that, Josh. Uh, Game Master has to think about it. No, I get what you're saying. Just so you guys know what I'm answering. Actually, if you're watching this later, the unlike yesterday's After the Bomb, because I forgot to tick the checkbox, you should be able to see Chad. He says in here, Sidescape is pre-rules Rift's Ultimate Edition. You have to think about that if you're going to play under Rift's Ultimate Edition rules. That's fair. But I'll let the Game Master deal with that. Uh, so, all right, what do we have here? Let's first look at I want to look at the pilot. I want to look at the pilot skills first. So where is that here in old Rift's Ultimate Edition? Science skills. So pilot and pilot related. There we go. So 318. So it'll be what, 321? Pilot skills. Okay, I get 3 of them. I want to pilot bicycle, a motorboat. I mean, I could see a point to that, but depends on the setting, of course. All right, what do I really want to pilot? Combat driving. Well, we'll see. We'll see on the combat driving. I don't envision this guy actually necessarily being a true combatant, and I know that's driving and it has to do with cars and so forth. But I don't see him as that high speed, low drag racer. Why? Let's go back up here for a second. He's got a speed of 6. He's like, I'm not going anywhere fast. But that's why you use the vehicle for that. Nah. Okay, robot. There we go. Robots and power armor. Okay. Now, would I want to go the power armor route or the robot route? That's another thing to consider as well. Personally, I prefer the robot route. I want my Destroid. Robots, power armor, combat elite. All right. Well, it says any. Doesn't say I can't have it. Question for you Rifts folks. I can read. I will read if I need to. But you guys who play Rifts and know this like the back of your hand, are these separate? Do I have to choose robot or power armor? They just happen to, so we didn't have to redo the skill names. Or if I take this, no, you get both robots and power armor. So if I were to take robot and power armor combat elite, does that cover both or does that just cover one or the other? Weapon system navigation are my go-to. Navigation's not a bad one. Weapon systems, yeah, that's vital. If you're using any sort of large vehicle, my understanding is you got to have weapon systems. Motorboating definitely is a skill. Robots over certain size, probably. Air gear, yeah, most. You get both of the same skill. Okay. Combat skill is different. Pilot, robot, and power armor is one skill. Well then, anything with telemechanics, don't need the skill if you don't want it. Right, but there's a role with that, and I'm thinking here because remember the psi, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong in how I'm reading this. I get the ability. Where is it? So mental link to robots, blah blah blah. +1 attack per melee round, +1 initiative. But if I take like this right here, the combat elite. Wait, hold on. I thought this stuff gave bonuses. Oh, am I misunderstanding this? I could have sworn because my robot pilot has something like that, or does that just come with the robot pilot skill, or sorry, OCC? Because I'm not seeing it here, so I'm guessing that's what it is. Okay, good point. Good point. I thought that this was going to give me extra attacks and so forth. That seems like that comes with the robot combat elite. It's usually reserved for specialists in the military mercenaries. But anybody can learn. There's no basic skill percentile. Okay. Okay. So you get both the elite combat skills are where you specify. Sci-tech armor does not stack with the RPA elite bonuses. Okay. Where does it say that? I didn't see that in the rules. I mean, that makes sense. And as the type of person that I'm like, look, I'm not trying to cheeseball everything here. I'm not going to argue it, but I'm just saying I don't see that. Uh, Elite is mech specific, but yeah, I do remember that, especially as a robot pilot. I had to pick a particular mech for that to work on. I don't. Oh, it does stack. Okay, so incredible best mech. I'm not looking for best. I'm looking for thematic. But I can always look at it. Um, so you guys are smarter than me when it comes to this stuff. Is it worth my time for me to take like a robot combat elite and then pick a robot? Or should I take like what I did with my robot pilot? Should I just take basic robots and power armor? And that's good enough. I'm a psychic. I don't need all this other nonsense in here. Um, and then maybe go with robot combat basic. What are your thoughts on that? I do want this. I do want to be able to pilot robots and power armor. That is for sure. That is going to be in here in two of my pilots. So I'm just going to add this in here right now, and then I'll look at what you guys are saying. This is for sure. Pilot. What's the percentage? Dumb thing. And I'll read all that later in deeper. Basically, 56 plus 3, so I'm at 66 plus 3. So 66. How do I want to write this up? We'll do it right. 56 plus 3, which means 66. Okay. Do it like that. I'll put a percentage behind it. I don't know why. I'm pedantic like that. And then basic. I'll have to go to the other part of the book to get all the bonuses you get from basic. Did I just put that under read sensory equipment? What the hell's wrong? What was that? Yeah, just push percentages wherever I want. And then I'll read about the. Oh, actually, no, that one I'll do now. Combat. I'm going to see if you guys say I should take a lead or not. I'd go with basic. If you want main mech, take piloting skill, take pilot RPA and robot combat. Yeah, I think basic is. Remember, I'm still not trying to be a frontline fighter. I'll let the glitter boy, the robot pilot, and so forth. I'll let them have let them right. Yeah, that's their role. I have zero issues, but I still want to be able to use it effectively in a fight, if not as cool as those guys who get the high end training. So we'll go with that. This doesn't say any sort of 10% on here. It's just, but I know it's got bonuses to tax and all that stuff. I played a robot pilot, so just leave it there because it doesn't have percentage. Now, the third pilot. What do we? I want to be able to drive a truck. I want to surf. Yep, I'm taking surfing. I can surf with a robot. Stop that. There's a super chat that came in earlier, and I totally didn't read it. Actually, it looks like there were a couple of them. I'm sorry. I don't know what did I read them? I just don't remember. Chicken Bouillon Cube said, "Nice Coke bottles." Again, I should have read these earlier. My apologies. I truly am sorry about that. Nice Coke bottles. They're beyond Coke bottles at this point. I see people waving on a map, man. That's how bad my eyes are. And you can pilot anything with telemechanics. Don't need the skill if you don't want it. Yes, yes. But there was a but to that, and I forgot what it was. I forgot what it was. Thank you for the $10. We got three super, and then don't forget. Did I read yours? Because I did read that one earlier. And then Grizzly Beardo on the Rumble side, I can't show that on the screen. He donated $10, but I know I read that one as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Told me that there's something from Northern Gun. Too late. Pick this one. I let you have RDF Excalibur. Yeah, there you go. Excalibur. That's the Warhammer, right? The Radar X is the Rifleman. The Gladiator is the Archer. No, wait. Yeah. Uh, sorry, I'm a BattleTech guy. I'm trying to put it in BattleTech terms. Okay, let's get back to this. We got to finish this soon. Most of the stuff you would want to take elite for expense are hard to find. Yeah, so so this is how I look at it when I make a character. I'm agreeing with you guys. I'm not going to go the elite route. Is I don't care if I don't start with a mech. I build that into my character in the hopes that one day I get it. Now, do I would say you're a bad game master? You never gave me a mech. No, because unless there's a really specific reason not to, I'm going to come across a mech at some point. I'm going to come across one. Now, if I can't fix it, or if we got to run and I've got to leave it there, and I cry and bawl my little eyes out, I wanted that mech, Daddy. I can understand. But unless it's a very particular type of game, at some point I'm going to run across some sort of robots. I don't need it necessarily at level 1. So I like to kind of bake that in as like, yeah, I was trained as a robot pilot for whatever reason. Of course I don't have one, but I also don't work for whatever agency anymore. I don't work for Northern Gun anymore. I don't work for the Coalition anymore. Screw those guys, It's not like I could walk out with one. Yeah, I'd like to see you try to drive out with an M1 Abrams right now from a base. It's not going to happen. At least you're not going to get far. So I don't mind playing into that thing that I can't use it right away, but as kind of future proofing my character. But I don't need that here. I don't. I don't need the elite, and I think you guys are right in this. Basic is enough. I'm already universal as far as the class goes. Touch it, learn it, know it. Let's go. So Cytex are more useful if they have piloting skills that most other players don't have. That's fair. Yeah, the military APC is one I like. Believe it or not, one I like to take, and that's in Rifts, right? It's not Heroes Unlimited. Is the construction vehicle. I love taking military. I thought that was Rifts. Maybe I'm wrong. Boats. What the hell is it? Okay, maybe it is Heroes Unlimited. I love the construction vehicle. Military. Come on. Yeah, tracking construct. I love this one. That is crazy useful. Get those big trucks, those mines. I love this one. But with that said, how useful is it for this character? Considering that as uh, Law Dog said, I can just touch a vehicle and got an 80-some% chance of using it anyway. Eh. What else do we have under piloting? Pilot. Snowmobile would be fun if I'm in Canada. I miss snowmobiling. I haven't done it since I was basically a kid. Automobile, hover cycle. Flight systems combat juicer. Doesn't say I can't take it. Doesn't say I can't take it. I guess since everything else I can just touch the vehicle and learn it anyway. Again, correct me if I'm wrong with these powers, but wouldn't combat driving actually kind of be the next best thing for me to take, considering that I can just go and know how to drive a boat? Skateboard a pilot skill, just in general sport. I don't think there's skateboarding in here, but I could be wrong. Just beware of basements and install a backup. Wait, what? Yeah, to confirm the X. Yeah, I thought the Excalibur was. Thank you. Yeah, Yeah, I know they have no ISP cost. So let's take a look at this real quickly, because it is going to determine because I'm kind of thinking that taking this combat ability is a little cheeseball, combat driving. But if it's really the only one in here that makes any dang sense, I can do all the other stuff. According to this, oh, I have to look at this power. We already looked at it. Mine takes no ISP, so I can just do it. Duration is doubled. and it's 85%. Yeah, I don't think I need to take any of those piloting skills. I say again, if you get the vehicle armor skill, you automatically get the base piloting skill, all military. Oh, that's okay. Well, if I go that route, I'm not looking to min max the skills. I'm looking to take things that are thematic, but that is definitely something to consider, especially if I came from a garage and part of my job was to fix these things. And yes, you would get the expertise into popping in, got to know how to drive the tank. You got to know how to, walk the power armor. You got to know how. I get that. I get that. But but to be clear, I wouldn't take it for the purpose of like, ooh, I would get to pilot everything now. It's just not how I think when I make characters. But I get it. General hovercraft piloting makes sense. A lot of those vehicles and RIFTS, but uh, don't have the pilot automobile skills, so it's going to cost you 80 ISP to go to Costco. Wait, what? Why would it cost me 80 ISP? I'm getting with those bonus skills. And oh my god! See now, you guys are diving deeper into things than I care about. Um, let's see. Partially because honestly, if it was me making a character sitting around the table with you guys, this would all be great information. I am trying to kind of get this done for the purposes of the stream, but I do want to look up that telemechanics again. I forgot what page that was on. It's like 170 something. Like push, sensitive. The telemechanics, that was actually super. So let's just take a look at the telemechanics. Allows the psychic to communicate, understand, to give me the ability to pilot. Touching, blah, blah, blah. Exactly how the machine operates. Knows everything about the machine. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't have to pay the 80 because it's free. It cost me no ISP. All right. So I'm sitting here unless you guys can tell me where I'm wrong in this. I don't care about any of this pilot crap because I can touch them and with 85% chance just drive it. Like everything. And let me not Sci Warrior. Scroll up a page here. And this is just to show it, just to verify. Secondary skill. No need for normal water. Okay, that's not me. This me? Other signing powers at first level? Yeah. Wait. Body field. That's not me. There's SciTech. Oh, it's on this page. Yeah. So I get all the powers. It costs me no ISP. Duration is doubled, all that good stuff. And it's 85%, not 80%. I'm all that. You can see the schematics in your mind, so you know all the ins and outs of the machine and operate. Perfect. Okay. Then they left the keys in the dragon back outside the club. I hate it when they do that, right? Okay, you know what? That's fair, Walter, as long as you're mind blocked. But well, I'm glad I have the piloting skills for that stuff now. Um, sure. And you know what? I'm okay with that weakness. One, a game master should use that against me on occasion, not constantly. Make my powers completely useless all the time. That's dumb. But yeah, I'm also not a full on operator. I'm not a full on robot pilot, so I'm okay with that. So one of the things, and I'm not saying any of you guys are doing this. Maybe you are, but I'm not saying you. But I don't look at like, oh my god, I got this flaw, I've got to cover it. I got this flaw, I got to cover it. I look at what's the theme of the character. More and more I picture this. I think Beat Magnet's kind of going in the right route for me here. It's like I picture myself working in a garage. I have these powers. I like to fix this stuff. I love these. I love being inside these machines. It's like it's sexual for me. like this whole this is just it's not a job. I'm doing what I love. Let me just keep doing this. So I don't need to find, well, in this one case, I've got to cover that up. I don't care. I'm here hugging my robot. I'm here on my computer going, oh yeah, I don't need virtual porn because you are my porn. That's kind of how I'm visualizing the character, obviously in a facetious way, but so I'm leaning more in that direction. Now the armorer skill, I don't care about the piloting the robots, but I like it because it adds into the ability for me to fix things and for me to make things better that come with it. So, um, you get 5 related skills to start. Start with advanced mathematics, robot electronics, weapon engineer. Yeah, I want weapon systems as well, if I'm allowed to have that. Aircraft mechanics, armor. I don't know about aircraft mechanics. What else you can get in level advancement? I agree with most, if not all of that. I want to look at a couple of things first, though. Advanced mathematics, because you have to have that for advanced electronics. Trapped on a Robotech factory satellite. What do you do? What do you do? You don't want to know. The SDF-1 and I. What is it? Again, using a Futurama reference, it'd be like when Bender was dating Planet Express ship. I like, honestly, personally, I like vehicle armor more than I like aircraft mechanics. Just personally, just for the vision. But we can take a look at those. Okay, so let's and I'm gonna go with what Beaten Magnet's saying right now because it is speeding things up a little bit. First of all, we have 2 mechanical skills here. Like he was saying, with those for the related, right? So I get 4 related. I'm taking one of them as hand-to-hand basic. So your 5 related skills start with advanced mathematics. Okay, so let me just make sure I can have those as related. Sure I can. Wait, that's not the right book. This is the right book. Nope, this is the right book. What is that? Is that under science? Chemistry and math only. Well, guess what? Advanced mathematics is math. So I can have that, and it's plus 10%. So we will take advanced math plus 10. And I don't know what the percentage on that thing is to start. We'll get to that later. And I can't spell advanced apparently. Well, right. So here's the thing. Now, you guys correct me, but the way in the games that I've been in, I can't use the systems on my mech. Probably power armor I can, but when I've had like a mech or a vehicle like an APC, if I don't have weapon systems, I can't use the weapons on there. Now, does my telemechanics get me around that? If it gets me around that, then I don't need weapon systems. God, how powerful is this telemechanics ability? This is crazy. It's crazy. Now that I think about it, if I can use that, I'll wait to see what you guys say, but I'm pretty sure I can. I should be able to use it. That's part of the APC, right? So it's not like I have to, oh, hold on, let me go telemechanics another part. Oh, no, it's part of the APC. So that would, I wouldn't need weapon system. I thought weapon systems was a percentage based. Am I wrong? For some reason I thought that was a percentage based skill, not a plus to strike. Plus 1 to aim. Oh, okay. I don't need that. Okay, then screw that. Then I guess Beat Magnet was right. I hate you, Beat Magnet, for being right. No. Read the vehicle armor skill. Make sure you get weapon systems. Otherwise, the skill is slightly limited. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll take a look to make sure. Don't forget, I got that telemechanic, all these telemechanics and all this crazy crap that I can do. Where is it? It's a Psy Warrior. Mental link to robots, machines, electrical diagnosis, soup up machines. I get this naturally already. So, Law Dog, super chat here. Telemechanics works on any machine. Yeah, guns, bicycle, scissors. That's fair. I know it says it there. Thank you again for the $10. So I wouldn't be limited by the skill necessarily. Increased speed of percent. Yeah, they can even tweak weapon systems, increase effective range by 10%. Yeah, there's no percentage. Do I have to have the skill to do that? Doesn't say that here. But then what would I roll? There's got to be something in here. The sci tech has a knack for getting the most out of a machine, including vehicles. They can increase the speed, fuel efficiency, and MDC of vehicles and bots by 10%, speed and performance. They can even tweak weapon systems. Now, up here, hold on, machine diagnosis, right? Can sense the cause of a malfunction, pinpoint the problem, and know what needs to be done to fix it, but still needs to roll or use a specific power or roll. So I haven't read anything. Well, this is the power right down here, suit machine. I'm confused on this only because, as the way I read this, and you guys correctly, I either do need to take the skill and then this benefits it, or I can spend 6 ISP and do whatever the hell I want because it specifically says use the power. Well, this power doesn't cost anything. So my guess is that it would cost this power's ability to use. So it'd cost me 6 ISP to bump up the to boost it to be able to do anything. Is to tweak, not to repair it. Okay. You're thinking read sensory equipment, I think, but yeah, it's covered by mechanics. Okay. If you guys are tinkerer, you don't need hand to hand to start. Oh, the hell I don't. I've played in enough everybody's games. Yes, I do. Plus, understand that I do have the ability to pilot these robots and I get an extra action and so forth. So I would assume that I have at least rudimentary. Even if I'm more capable in the robot, I would assume that I have some rudimentary ability. That's why I went with hand-to-hand basic. Still need the mech and electrical skills to actually be able to do the work, right? But hear me out here. Wouldn't basically like if I took robot mechanics, wouldn't that be enough? Or would I need weapon system or armor? Use telemechanics. So you would use telemechanics to allow you to soup up the machine. Well, telemechanics is free. That's I pay no ISP for that. And I'll be honest with you, in soup up machine, it doesn't say I have to do the work. Now, I infer that you have to do the work, especially when you compare it with the diagnosis side of it. I'm not arguing that, but oof, that mental link power is like having a combat. Yes, that's why I kind of make the assumption. Look, I'm just gonna be upfront. I want hand-to-hand basic. I want 4 action per round. Okay, there you go. Is that a little metagamey? Only because I've never played in a RIFTS game or even Heroes Unlimited or After the Bomb or TMNT or Robotech game that didn't require me to fight a bunch. You know, so I at least want hand-to-hand. I think at this point though, I think at this point I'm gonna go with yeah. See, beat magnet. You just hit it right there. I think I'm gonna go with the 4 you talked about with hand to hand here. We still have to fill in the mechanical here and the mechanical here, and the pilot here, which I guess is going to be the combat. I just don't see any other one. You guys convince me if I'm wrong. But we got to fill these things out so I can be done. To be fair, I can also take a weapon proficiency or something. I should probably have weapon proficiency rifle down here in the secondary skill. Something simple like that. But I'm gonna go with beat magnet suggestion because I think that fits the theme of my character fairly well. I just gotta find the dang comment. There it is. So advanced math, that made perfect sense. So, robot electronics. Okay. Weapons. Oh, I definitely want electrical engineer. But do I get an extra electrical up here? No, it's mechanical. So electrical engineer. In fact, what I might do, since I change this to robot mechanics, then I get another one down here. Oh no, that was electronics. Never mind. Never mind. That was electronics. Doesn't weapons engineer fall under mechanical? I'll read that super chat in a second here. Does that fall under mechanical? Very medical weapons engineer. Yeah, falls under mechanical. So I can put weapons engineer up here. Why did it take so long to make a RIFTS character? Because you have things you want to consider. And these guys are putting a lot of good information in the chat. This is why I was so mad that I forgot to tick that check yesterday, so you can't see the after bomb one. But you can see what they're saying here, and you can get an idea of the thought process that goes into this stuff. Even if I'm not agreeing with what they're saying necessarily with this character, I like what they're putting into the chat to give ideas and concepts and food for thought for people to make these characters. I'm getting crazy hungry. Okay, so electrical weapons. Electrical engineer would have to go. Well, we already did that one. Advanced math. Okay. And he said vehicle armorer. Where does that fit? Is that a military skill or is that a mechanical skill? Look at my stomach is growling crazy. I know you guys can't hear it, but vehicle armor. Yep, we'll just go with it. We'll go with it. Vehicle. Actually, screw that. We're gonna do that up here. Now, I can still take. So he was taking aircraft mechanics. I think that makes perfect sense. Well, does it make perfect sense? Do I need that with my powers? Scroll down. Weapons, mechanical skill. I've pre-thought it out for you. Thank you. Did I delete the plus 10%? Oh yeah, I did. So I'll go with aircraft mechanics then. I see no reason why. I mean, automotive mechanics might be better because getting an APC is probably more possible than getting an aircraft. With that said, I can use aircraft mechanics as something I do when I'm in the city. And help out. So I have vehicle armor up here, weapons engineer right there. And then somebody says, oh, never mind. Okay. It's like, is that a different armor skill? Still need to go with another pilot. Something that I can drive. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to go with the APC tank pilot, because then even as Walter MC said, if my abilities get shut off, I can still drive the APC. And you know the group's going to have an APC. It's RIFTS. You're going to have an APC. It's APC and tank, right? Or tank and APC, traps and physical. My God, I am getting so crazy hungry. I don't even want to do this anymore. It's under T, tracked. Okay, there's truck. Oh, nope, it's under APC. Military tanks, Navy. Okay, military tanks, and APC. And since I'm actually looking at this, we'll do the whole 36 plus 4. That makes it 46%. Oof. Okay. A lot of automotive mechanics are covered under mechanical engineering. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yep, you are right, and that's goes across the palladium. Okay, all right. We'll do aircraft mechanics. Wow. Don't have robot mechanics. Didn't I take that weapons? I thought I took it. Pilot. Robot electronic. Oh, there's robot mechanics too. Hold on. Let me verify that that's a thing. Robot mechanics. I don't. Now, do I need it if I have all my requires mechanical engineer, which I don't have. Well, wait, do I have a basic electronics, basic mechanics? I don't have mechanical engineer, so I can't take it as of yet. Electrical engineer and at least basic mechanic. So I would have to switch one of these to mechanical engineer, but do I really need that if I have all these telekinetics, super, what are telemechanics, not telekinetics, powers, like robot mechanics, occupational choice. Okay, then I know advanced math is for a bunch of things. I don't want to get myself on something. So I'd probably get rid of the aircraft mechanics. Go with robot mechanics. Okay. Why do I keep capitalizing the E? Um, that's 20 plus 5. That is plus 10, right? Yeah, because it's a mechanic skill. So 10. Now that's only 20. 20 plus 5, so it's only 30%. But hey, you know what? Mechanical engineer can replace aircraft. Wait, did I screw up here? Did I screw up? Um, Weapons engineer, vehicle armor. Did I not want the robot? Let's find out. You're right because it says I use the same list for secondary skills. You are correct, sir. I can do that because it says it's the same list as the OCC related. You are right. So now this is mechanical engineer. MECHANICAL N. All right, not engineer. Oh Jesus! And these are all plus 10 because of the fact that just gonna. I gotta speed through this. I'm so hungry, and this video is so crazy long as it is anyway. I appreciate all your help. And you know what? This is what I'll say. I usually get a little butthurt. Excuse me. When people say you should do this, you should do that, because they make demands. You guys haven't made any demands. You've been throwing out suggestions, and I appreciate suggestions. I haven't heard any. Oh my God, your character sucks because you did this. And I'm the type of person that you start saying stuff like that, I will make my character suck more just to piss you off. So thank you for the suggestions out there, and not like the you have to do this a certain way. Okay. What is mechanical engineers? 25 plus 5. It says it requires basic or advanced, basic electronics, and literacy. Oh, crap. Literacy. Okay. That's like, wait, didn't I see that on there? I'm literate. We're good. We can do this. Uh, yeah, I'm not. I'm not putting the percentages. Screw that. You guys can see it. Their percentages here. Sorry for anybody's watching later. Like, I wish you would have put that in there. It's in the book. So we get 3 more secondary skills. Did I get rid of my hand-to-hand basic? I don't remember my hand-to-hand basic. Why did I do that? Something's not right here. I did not want to get rid of hand-to-hand basic. Oh, okay. This is what we'll do. Hand to hand. And I already mentioned multiple times why it's OCC related. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. I'm just going to go pedantically with what the book says, even if it is in the secondary skills that I can take. Okay. I need some secondary skills. I do want a wilderness survival skill. Do I want to go something as simple as fishing? Or do I want just to have wilderness survival? I don't know if wilderness survival really fits for this character, but why, having a pastime of fishing, I think. I have advanced math twice. What? Advanced math. Oh, no, I think I just fixed that. Make sure. Still need one more pilot skill, too. Oh, no, I did. I took pilot. Uh, so yeah, we're good. Swimming. That's not a bad one. Running. I need to take running. Speed 6. Actually, I am. No, I don't know. Because in my head, the reason why I'm just saying running is I don't want these penalties. But I don't know. I think those penalties are kind of fun. So swimming is not a bad one. Swimming is actually a smart one. Okay. What does swimming give me? Does that give me like any strength bonus or anything? Forget that just percentage. I'm not going to take scuba or anything like that. I can't. Um, running, swimming. Nope. It's just 50 plus 5. 50 plus 5. So that would be 50. All right. I got two more. Two more secondary skills. Pilot related might be smart to take rogue computer hacking only, but I get plus 15% to that. Computer hacking might not be a bad idea. I know somebody said in the comments, and he's right, that the skill is so low, especially when you start adding in all the penalties and so forth. But having that plus 15% helps. You don't need scuba, it's a machine, you automatically use it like a pro. Yeah, but I'm not going to be in body armor. I don't need running. I don't need it. I'm that fat ass that's like, there we go. Oh, I got it. My character is the the big guy. Like he's just like, he sits down all the time. I don't know. It's gonna cost a little bit to fix that thing. Just he's just like, oh my god, we get to the point. Um, yeah. So the weapon proficiency is something that I was thinking about. I can have any, which is good. I do want some kind of rifle. Now, do you guys think that an E rifle or a standard firearm rifle is better? What are the? What is it in Rifts? Oops, I don't want to zoom out on that one. This one. I mean, something as simple as rifle or pistol. Probably handgun because he wasn't in the military, so probably some sort of handgun. Every time I see this, I keep thinking of Paranoia. This looks exactly like a picture out of Paranoia, or at least I feel like it does. Color weapon proficiency. There we go. Ancient. Let's go with the rifle. Modern. There we go. Handguns. Do I want a boom boom or do I want an energy? Yeah, it's Riz all NBC. That's. I can use Techno Wizard. That's fair. That's if there's a Techno Wizard around or I get a hold of that stuff. Yeah. But I do agree with the fact that I would probably go pistol. It makes more sense to have a sidearm. Although defending my shop with a shotgun, is there a shotgun? If not, they need to make it. That would be a Techno item. Let's do energy pistol. I think weapon proficiency energy pistol is a perfectly reasonable. Now, I'm gonna let you guys tell me the demand. Do you think I really need to take running or athletics? Do you think it's just one of those things you got to do, or do you think it'd be fun to play a character? Oops, I keep scrolling up on the wrong thing with a 6 speed. Oh, I haven't done my hit points. What is my physical endurance is 9. That didn't change. Let me roll a d6. 5. So I have 14 hit points. So not looking at chat right now. I will in a second. American and one of choice. I don't know. I don't know what they are. I got to read those European triax manuals. We're going Deutschland. We're going German. There you go. Going German. Oh, what's this? I got a super chat here. On the screen. The only good use for a pistol is to fight your way to a rifle. That's an infantryman for you. I love it. I love it. Keep the low speed and roleplay as a limp. Limp is a possibility as well. I don't know. I'm kind of liking the fat man concept as well. That's why he needs the robot. Do any of my other skills kind of deny that though? I mean, blunt. You get that big guy with his hammer. Hell yeah. Hand to hand basic, and that does kind of throw a crimp in the hand to hand basic a little bit. Maybe he took it when he was younger, and he just remembers some of the moves, kind of like me in kung fu. And I remember some of them, some of the moves. Uh, I said needs kind of time. Okay, fair enough. Oh, thank you for clarifying that. I did. Thank you for clear. Yeah, somebody be like, "My God, that character is unplayable now." Keep the low speed. Nerdy always says, "Pay the six. You develop your mind, not your body, or play the six." Yep. Okay. I mean, it depends. If I'm in a robot or if I'm driving the APC, it's the end of them, not me. Can they run as fast as me? Okay, the juicer can. Um, yeah, I'm not going to take athletics. Maybe something like bodybuilding. Like, yeah, but I don't need something like bodybuilding. It's not going to do anything for me, really. Even if it did, I'd rather have a real skill. We got some radio skills, right? I know how to use that stuff. Radio basic math. Let's think of something. Technical skills, right? Does or wilderness skill. I kind of like the idea of fishing. I really do. Fasting. Nope, not this character. I don't know. Is not fishing not in Rifts? Oh, I guess that was just after the bomb. Okay. Spelunking. What are you guys saying? Oh, did I read your super chat about soup up? Did I not? Did I miss it? I thought I did. Here, let me just go. It's easier if I do it this way. Read the last part of Soup Up. That's where it talks about making the modifications in less time than normal. That's where it applies. Yeah. Oh no. I know. I appreciate that. I did not read this, but no, I get what you're saying, and I did read that as well. I was myself being a little tongue in cheek, like, do I really need to have a skill? Because everything else seems like I don't. But yes, you are correct, sir. And I apologize for not reading your super chat. I don't know how I missed. I actually absolutely just missed that one. So sorry about that. Got to have radio. I do have radio basic. It's right there. Computer operation. I'm debating computer hacking or some sort of I don't want singing or anything like that. By the way, I'm not against those type of skills. It depends on the character. I actually like singing. Cooking. Come on, man. Cooking. They put stealth. Stealth would be useful, that's for sure. But I'm too fat for that. We got jury rig. I don't need jury rig. Um, what was the other one I was looking at? It was cooking and something. What was I saying before cooking? I was looking at it. I already forgot. AI. Um, I don't know what I get for science skills. I'd have to look. I just want to finish this up. I'm so hungry right now. Forest March. Nope, not this guy. Parachuting. He'll fall like a rock. Oh, first aid. How the hell did I not take first aid? Okay, but does it make sense? That's actually what I like cooking. I like first aid. There was something else I was talking about before. Oh, that's true. I don't need computer hacking. Good point. Good point. Um, I keep forgetting what I'm talking about. All I have is cooking on the brain right now because I'm so hungry. What did I just talk about? It wasn't weapon. Oh, first aid. First aid is important. I'm not taking singing. Stop it. Not with this character. It does, Nerdy Ogre. It does give me an automatic bonus to pro. I did see that here. I copied it down here. And -10 to dance. Yeah, +5 to pro, palm, and track. Doesn't mean I have to take the skill though. Just means that instead of stumbling my way through stuff, I just move so slowly nobody pays attention. Hey, +1 on perception skills. I like that. Navigate. Ooh, navigation too. So Here's my thing with that, Franz. The more I make this character, the more I see him as being as part of a garage and not out in the wilderness. I did think of wilderness survival, especially since this doesn't have fishing specifically. I'm sure it's in another book somewhere. Unlike After the Bomb, which had fishing. I could see him relaxing, just casting a line. I really can't see him as a wilderness survivalist at this point. Um, I'm liking first aid and cooking so far. Prowl, I'm not ruling out. I just don't think he'd have as a skill. It just doesn't say, like, even with that bonus, I don't think so. I'm going to let you guys. I'll let you pick. Because this is what we're going to end on. You're going to pick between cooking and first aid. And then I think we're done. Ish. We're mostly done. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not going to put the percentages in there. And my initiative actually, it's I thought that got covered. Well, I'm not going to put the robot combat abilities or the basic pilot stuff in here as well, dude. I really have to go eat. So, cooking for the fat man. Cooking, okay. We're saying cooking. You know what? He might not be able to know how to get the deer, but he knows how to make that venison taste. And would you want this dude giving you CPR? I'm just saying. Cooking is good for a second. Okay, we'll go with cooking, and then we're gonna call it stream. I think Gaming with ADHD wanted to stream, so let me shout out his channel for you, Gaming with ADHD. I don't know what he's doing. I hope he was streaming, but that's his entire channel name, Gaming with ADHD. I don't know if he's painting miniatures or if he's talking about a game or something like that. He's a cool guy. He's to chill out with. Go check him out there. Fishing is in the domestic skill category. Yeah, I think I can have domestic skills. I mean, almost everybody can have domestic skills, right? Domestic. No, none. Oh, I can't. Good catch, sir. Medical, none. I can't even have first aid. Well, screw all that crap. Okay, back to the drawing board. Okay. Good catch. Good catch. I can't believe that I cannot have a domestic skill. I thought domestic skills for everybody. By the way, just so you but that's also gets the select 4 secondaries from the previous skill list. So there you go. Take a technical skill. Guess I'll be a technical writer. Okay, let's scroll down to the technical skills. Oh, you're in bed. Okay, sorry, man. I'll read your message in a bit. I thought it was maybe you wanting to stream. My bad. But you should still subscribe to his channel since it's right there in chat. It's really easy to click on. I have an insanity. Technical. Before W. There you go. Whittling. I could whittle. All right. What do we have for techno? I can back. Give the fat man. I'm so poor. A prey. Ooh, a prey is goods. Add that on top of the whole. What was Beat Magnet saying about having telepathy so I can know if I'm being scammed? Maybe I breed dogs for protection? Firefighting because I'm too slow to get out of the fire? Uh-oh. What's going on here? A stove is a machine, so is a fishing rod. You can cook and fish. I can use the fishing pole, but can I actually catch the fish? Do I know how to do the lure properly? Do I know the right spots to go? I mean, I'm a Minnesotan. I can tell you where the leafy spots are that you can get some really good fish. But can my character? But I get what you're saying. Excavation? No, that sounds like work. Gemology. General repair and maintenance, I don't need. History pre-riffs, I can see that. Post-apocalypse, jury rig. Again, all that's just part of who I am already. No, I get that, but see, I don't want a full gamut of wilderness survival. And so, for example, After the Bomb has fishing, it's supposed to have hunting as well as things that are separate from just wilderness survival. And I like that conceptually. Now, to be fair, could I just make that a skill? Yes, but I'm trying to do this as by the book as possible. So since it's not in this book, I'm not going to go with it. I'm not going to go research 15 other books to find it. So I'm just going to say that fishing is not there. I just don't want wilderness survival because I think that kind of gets out of the scope of the character a little bit. But I just could just picture him just sitting on the dock or sitting on his pontoon as it leans that direction, throwing out that line. DB lore, Screw that. Demons and monsters, fairies, juicer, magic, lore, psychic, and psionics. Now, something like that could be neat. Since he is a psychic. Research could be neat too. Ooh, research could be awesome. You combine research with the ability to get into those computers and get a bunch of facts. But does he need it? Methods, techniques, and means of finding information. Public records, libraries. I know I've got the object reading. I know I've got the eidetic memory. What the hell it's called here? But if I don't know where to get the information, research might be great for finding out where to get the information. Do I have computer programming? No, I can tell a computer what to do anyway. Right? Not the case? This works for technology and souping things up too. What's that? What works for technology and souping things up? You talking the computer programming or the research, or something I missed? Research. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm liking this research. Salvage, finding. Ooh, bee magnet. That's a good one as well. Salvaging. I haven't got down to that one, but I do remember that's in the book. Took that with another character. Oh, you guys got me here. I only get one. Salvage or research. I know somebody's be like, you could always get rid of. Nope. I'm keeping swimming. Actually, wait a minute. Does swimming even fit anymore? I know how to float well. Research and salvage. Oh, that's a tough one. Go salvage, you get more use out of it? Probably. But what if I like to sit there on my smartphone? Okay, my RIFTS equivalent of my smartphone. All right, we'll go with salvage. We'll call it a day on salvage. And somehow I've got swimming. Swimming harkens back to my days of my youth. I can do this. I love this character. Honestly, I love this character. I do. I want to play this character. Obviously, I'd fill it out with so on my personal character sheet, I'd fill it out with like with the robot combat stuff and or the robot basic. I'd have all this filled out. But conceptually, I love this character. This was actually way more fun than I thought it was going to be. It's kind of disappointed in the After the Bomb character we made yesterday. Thank you for the help. Thank you for the conversation. We're 3 hours in, 2 hours and 54 minutes in. I said it was gonna be over 4 hours, so I'm glad I lied about that. But that's some good stuff right there. If you want to make your own, obviously use Rift's Ultimate Edition, and we used Psyscape. Pronounce the P. Psyscape to make this. This has been fun. I've got real work to do now, unfortunately. Eating, I'm going to be sweating out in the backyard now. Yay, fun times. But yeah. And again, thank you for the super chats. That was amazing. How much did we make today? And Rumble Rants. How much did I make just making a character? And I can't thank you enough for this, guys. It's on my screen over here. It says 49, so $59 just to make a character. So $60. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that. And let's scroll down here. I got a whole 300-page binder with characters I made over the last 30 years. That was me with AD&D Second Edition characters, and it wasn't nearly that many, but I had a notebook full of TMNT characters that unfortunately over the years got lost. I made them in the 80s and the 90s, so early 90s, even before I met Heathen Dog and them. But somehow I got lost at some point. Maybe I left it at home, and you know things happen. But not with Rifts. I'm just not a Rifts guy, although the more we do things like this, the more I'm like, I can't wait to try this character in Rifts. Max, you don't play Rifts. Shut up. So, perfect. Force of habit. All right, guys. I'm not going to do a Minnesota goodbye here. We're going to end this now. Thanks again. I think there is a little outro here. You guys rock. Thanks for all the suggestions. Look forward to talking to you next time. And don't know if I'm going to do one tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going to prep for Sunday. Remember, this Sunday, Heathen Dog is going back to AD&D Second Edition. I forget what he's talking about. He sent me the message. I'll have that stuff done. And I'm going to be covering two characters out of Rift's two monsters out of Rift's Bestiary. So not gonna tell you what they are. It'll be in the description when I make the stuff. But I've got to finish up the hook, line, and sinker for the second one. I was hoping to do three, but I couldn't do three because of just these are already too long. And you've got a super chat here. I'll get to that in a second because these are already too long. And it's taken me a lot more time to research these. My dumb butt. I should have done something out of Monsters and Animals, not Rift's Bestiary, but I wanted the challenge, did it, whatever. Friends says, second skill is supposed to be selected from a list on page 3. No, it actually says here specifically in Skyscape. Now, that could be because this came up before Rift's Ultimate Edition. I understand that, but I am going with what it says in the book here. And it says the character gets to select 4 secondary skills from the previous list at level 1. Does Rift's Ultimate Edition supersede this? Maybe. Your game master will make that determination. So I'm not saying he's wrong. What I'm saying is that I just wanted to go with what it said here, and I'm just going with that. Look, it made it fun. And if you watch the After the Bomb that I did yesterday, I swap out skills anyway, and that's going to be up to your game master. So yes, I probably could have taken cooking, but hey, tomato. You guys, your game master is going to determine how it's going to work for you at your table. Like just using the After Bomb thing yesterday. For the Robin character I made, I got rid of climbing. The dude can already fly. He doesn't need the climbing skill. He's a bird. He's a robin. So I got rid of that and I put in navigation. For the character yesterday, I forgot we swapped one. Oh, because hunting actually isn't in the book. I know there's some other place out there I can find it. So we replaced that with something else because they put the skill in the book. So talk with your game master to see if swapping out a skill. Typically, I say no because there are already like a million OCCs, and you shouldn't take this OCC to copy this OCC over there. But for something like this, that's a secondary skill. Well, maybe both are good. Maybe your game master say, "Look, you can take something from this, just don't add in the bonus," or you can take something from the list from Rift's Ultimate Edition. Do what works for you. So you should have prepped for Sunday. Shut up, Nerdy Yogurt. Nerdy Yogurt saying that because we were in chat. I needed that break. Honestly, I needed that break though because my brain reading the creature that I'm doing right now and trying to come up with the hook, line, and sinkers it's breaking that. So, all right. You guys can be as pedantic as you want. Complaining about whether I did this right or not. That's fine. That's between you guys. I'm happy with what we came up with today. I would play it, and if a game master said no, you can't have this skill because you got to take something based on the Rue. The Rift's Ultimate Edition, I would just switch it up. You have to understand, I'm pretty flexible. As long as the game master didn't come to me and be like, "Yeah, I don't like all these all these abilities and how they work together," and kind of ruin my theme. I don't care. When a game I didn't even pick languages. The game master says, "Here are the 2 languages you have to know." I say, "Okay." I don't stress over stuff like that. It's only when I've been using a power or I expect a power to use a certain way and it's life-saving at this moment, at this time, and the game master's like, "No, I don't think it works like that." And I'm like, "It says right here, yeah, I don't like that, so I'm not going to allow it." Like, dude, I wouldn't have used this ability if that was the case. That's the only time that I ever complain with what a game master says when it comes to things. Now, with that said, I said no Minnesota goodbye. You already made me a liar again. With that, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you probably on Sunday. Later.